Welcome back, my fellow humans. I am so honored to be here sharing this human experience with you today. Remember that if a trigger arises during this reading, please don't force it to fit, and maybe view that friction as a sacred blueprint for your own healing journey. So with that being said, today's reading is your angels are opening a golden door. I felt like after the heavy reading that we did before, we need something a little bit lighter. So we are going to start with the shuffle and the pick a card. And if you'd like to stick around, you'll catch a collective message as well as an intentional prayer to start this reading off. And let's go ahead and open with that. Let's find out what this message is going to say for you today. So your angels are opening a golden door for you. Your angels are opening a golden door for you. What oracle card will help us better understand this message today? Your angels are opening a golden door for you. Okay, thank you. Pile 1. What oracle card will help us better understand this message for you today? Whoa. Card is flipping all over the place. Back, forth, side to side. Pile number 2. What oracle card is going to help us better understand this message for you today? Your angels are opening a golden door for you. Your angels are opening a golden door. Pile 2. What oracle card is going to help us better understand this message? Thank you. All right. Pile number 3. Your angels are opening a golden door. Wow, that was right away. Right away. Pile 3 is like, I'm ready for my message. All right. And if you're curious about this deck we're using today, it's the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses Oracle by Tony Carmine Salarino. I have a few of his decks. There's another deck that I actually don't bring out onto readings. I use it for myself. I also use this one for myself quite a bit because it's such a beautiful deck. So, in frame, it looks like it. Why does it feel like it's all... That's weird looking on there. Okay. Pile 1, we have this dice with the sun on it for you to choose from. Or we have this beautiful piece of green Aventurine. All right. Pile 2, we have this dice with also the sun on it for you to choose from. Or we have this Bloodstone for you to choose from. And pile 3, we have this dice with Mars on it for you to choose from. Or we have this beautiful piece of Unakite. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and whichever pile you felt called to, I'll see you there if that's where you're headed. And then for those of you that are sticking it out with me for the collective message, we will go ahead and move into that. Give me just a second here. All right, I do have to check these off of camera because some of them are a little too risque for YouTube, but not this one. We have Angel of the Universe. I love this. You're being encouraged to expand your thinking. So there's been a lot of doubt, it feels like, for you as a collective, coming in and wanting to manifest or create a different type of life for you. I don't know if you can see her, but it looks like she's colored like the world, right? So she's got like green on her and blue, and this looks like clouds on her. I don't know if you can see that detail. I hope you can. It's almost like she's depicting Mother Earth in human form, and it's like about this idea that sometimes it's not always about how fast we get somewhere or how hard we are working, but how are we balancing that with nurturance and love and care for ourselves, while also allowing what we've planted to grow. And just know that, you know, like if you plant a tree, this energy is coming through, but if you plant a tree and you water it and say 6 months go by and you haven't really noticed a whole lot going on with the tree, are you going to dig up the tree to check to see if it's still growing? Right? Like that just defeats the whole purpose. But that's the energy that's coming in here, is where it's like been this type of energy where every time something starts to build momentum, you go over there and you dig up the roots and you're like, are you really growing? Like, are you really taking root? Like, what's going on down there? And then the process has to start over again. And so the golden door here that your angels are opening is this ability to begin to let go of what you're not seeing and recognize that that's where the magic truly lies at, with manifestation, with answered prayers, with spells, whatever it is that you do personally at home. It's this energy of recognizing that the beauty comes from the unknown and the silence and the stillness of the earth. And when you're expanding your thinking, you're seeing it from a much bigger picture rather than so focused in on, well, there's been no new leaves that have grown on my tree. That may be true, but that doesn't mean that the tree's not growing, right? It's like a flower or a rose. It's just because we don't see the buds yet, that doesn't mean that it's not growing or that it's dead. It just means that it needs more time. And this feels like stepping outside of this very blinders on type focus for your journey. And that's the golden door that they're opening. When you are able to finally take a step back and see the bigger picture, not just be so focused on when is the money coming, when is the success coming, when is the house coming, when is the partner coming, right? When is the soulmate love coming? When is the child coming? When is the car coming? When is the graduation going to happen? When am I going to get my degree? And when is the grade coming? Whatever it is, right? Like you're so focused on this one tiny little pinpointed thing and not able to step outside of that. And so something's happening. Your angels are helping to open this big golden door of recognizing it from outside the box, seeing it in a way that they see it as well. Not identical, because I feel like we would never be able to truly fathom how the angels and how Source sees us. But from this place of understanding that there's a lot more going on than what I'm seeing with my own two eyes. And there's even a lot more going on than what I'm feeling with my heart and with my psychic senses. There's so much more that's unfolding here. And so it's a letting go of, in some way, shape, or form, control. And that's a golden door here, because when you let go of control, then you throw out the time clock, the time stamp, the expectation, right? 'Cause the time I lost that I tossed out the hourglass. And right now I ain't worried about none of that. Made amends with the friends that did me wrong. Let go of all the hurt I was holding on. Took the cards I was dealt and started playing right. Found me in the dark, and I found the light. Yep, it's always going to come back to that song, right? It's always going to come back to that song. I took the time I lost, I tossed out that hourglass. But right now, I ain't worried about none of that. Throw it out. Throw out the time expectation on it. You want it next week? That's great. That's great. But if it doesn't come next week, are you automatically going to blame your angels? Are you going to blame source? Are you going to blame yourself? Is there going to be blame at all? Right? That's the question. If it doesn't come next week, can you still be okay? If it doesn't come when you think it should, can you still be okay? I believe the term in yoga is called a parigraha, contentment, right? Content with what is in this here moment. It's not about trying to be somewhere we're not. And that's where when you're able to expand your thinking, you come into this vibrational frequency of Mother Earth, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is 108 hertz. The same as the moon. They're slightly off kilter right now, which is devastating for us. But, right, it's like the more that we can come back into that vibrational frequency of trust, of nurturing, of compassion and kindness for ourselves and for the journey, then the easier it will be for our manifestations to come through and the opportunities that are available to us to come through. So let's see what the angel of the universe has to say to you. Angel of the universe. Okay. So it says, this card comes because you're being guided by your angels to look at your life and work from a broader, more universal perspective. And the train horn in the background. The angels congratulate you for all that you've done to date to serve and help humanity and those around you, yet it is time to move on to the next level. Trust your angels in the universe, for they will guide you. There is no need for anxiety or fear. You are simply being encouraged to think a little bigger. Start to imagine yourself and your work reaching and touching larger numbers of people without losing any of the integrity for what you do. Imagine all this happening with ease and only in ways that will make you feel comfortable. It takes no more effort to think big than to think small. There's no need to do anything radical at this time. Remember, to a large degree, we create our reality by what we think about, dream about, and imagine. Simply think a little bigger and ask the angel of the universe to guide you. Step outside that small box. Step outside that small box and watch as things begin to shift for you and watch as things begin to change for you. Right? There's a lot that's going on beneath the surface right now. But, you know, like that, if we're thinking, if it's something that you want to get out to the masses, as an example, right? Just an example. You have a product that you want to help people with, or you have an idea that you want to reach people with, or you have a service that you want to provide people with, whatever it is. But it's like you're so focused on the 10 people who are observing it, using it, and experiencing it now. Can you think about 20 people using it? Right? And that's the thing. It's like it doesn't have to be a massive step. It can be just a little, but a little goes a long way. Right? And that's the thing. It's like, stop trying to dig out your poor little tree and let it grow. Let it grow while also feeding it the nutrients that it needs, which is your imagination. That's your imagination. All right, let's get to our prayer. And yeah, so I am going to try, like, because I know the nature of my readings are starting to get a lot heavier than what they were before. And I will be definitely trying to include in these more ethereal readings along the way as well, like divine messages, angel messages, guides, and ancestor messages as well. But there are going to be a lot of readings that are going to dig into the beneath the surface moving forward. And so that's just something to look forward to. And also knowing that, like, I know that those readings can definitely open up some portals to change while also being incredibly heavy. So please ground yourself no matter what within my readings, and remember that you're in charge of you, okay? And for those of you that are here, I really do appreciate you, truly. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come on to this reading today, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. Today I ask that you wrap us in your arms of love. I feel like we've been doing so much healing moving forward, and there's so many things that we're letting go of, and there's so many things that we're recognizing, not only about ourselves, but about the energy that we may be putting out there into the world. And as it's being reflected back to us, what it is that we can choose to change in this moment. So instead of us blaming people for the hardships that we may be experiencing, or instead of trying to make it someone else's problem or fault, rather looking to ourselves and recognizing our own internal strength, not being bothered by the outside world, but rather recognizing the inner sanctuary that exists within each of us, and knowing that when we're able to draw into that womb-like space, we're able to find the answers and the solutions to most anything that we could ever come in to contact with on our daily lives and on our journey. But sometimes we do struggle. We get stuck in this perpetual cycle of wondering about the outside world. It's only natural because we're human. We lose our way. We lose sight of the bigger goal. We lose sight of ourselves and the value that we have that's inherent to ourself and to our hearts. And so today I ask that you open not only our hearts, our minds, and our third eyes, so that we can see the path before us, that's truly a path within us, that's also a path home to you, so that we may walk it not only with courage, but with honor and integrity, knowing that we're raising our vibration to a higher level of love. As these words are spoken onto this reading today and upon this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Ase. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my beloved source. Thank you. All right, let me get that set up over there. All right, so with that, again, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, whichever pile you feel called to, that should be the reading for you, and I'll see you there. Welcome back, my fellow humans. I'm so honored to be here sharing this human experience with you today. Remember that if a trigger does arise during this reading, please don't force it to fit, and maybe view that friction as a sacred blueprint for your own personal healing journey. This is for those of you drawn to pile number 1, or this blue dice with the sun on it. Or possibly you felt called to this green Aventurine. Or maybe you were with us during the shuffle and were called to this card. This is going to be your reading, that your angels are opening up a golden door. We are going to get the dice first, move to the tarot, and then on to the oracle cards at the end. But for you, pile 1, there is this message that's coming through. It's the threshold of relief. So there's been a lot that you've had to go through on your journey. You have just recently, or you're about to step out of an incredibly heavy, exhausting cycle and into this space of complete emotional and energetic restoration. And that's going to look vastly different for everybody, because not everybody goes into rest and restoration in the same way. It's not necessarily kicking back and watching Netflix. This is true soul recovery that's happening for you, where you're going to find little sanctuaries throughout your day so that you can reconnect with the value and the depth of your journey. Okay, this is for those of you that have been working incredibly hard and are ready to finally catch your breath after some extensive changes and shifts that you've experienced. Okay, Right now, you're recognizing that the struggle is behind you and that the door is opening, and the gift is going to be pure peace and rest. All right. So we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this and understand this message a little bit further. So your angels are opening a golden door for you. Pile 1, Source and angels, what more would you like to share with pile 1 today? Well, okay. So I don't, yeah, it's in the camera. This is Saturn. It's kind of at a wonky angle, but it is on Saturn. We've got the first house and we've got Sagittarius here. Yeah, so there's been a huge struggle. Oh, I love when that happens. Okay, so with Saturn coming out, right? Like that's the tough love energy that you had to go through. You had to overcome blockages and obstacles in your way and difficulties. 1 second. So with showing that Saturn's coming up, showing that you're stepping outside of that, where things were hard. This is a weird angle. I think I have to put it right. Well, I don't know. We'll get it in there. We'll put it right there for now. And with the first house here, it has affected not only the way that you see yourself, but how you present yourself to others as well. And so the golden door that is of opportunity, the golden door of opportunity that's opening for you is actually this gateway or this portal for you to truly change the identity that you have held on to for so long, or more so that your emotional ego has held on to for so long. And there's going to be a lot that comes with that. A lot of excitement, a lot of exploration, a lot of relearning about yourself as you go. Like you're going to be starting new ventures or starting new hobbies, or you're going to be re-pouring into old hobbies that you feel like maybe you haven't had enough time for, or that you felt like you had to let go of for whatever reason. And this golden door is going to let you truly walk away from something, someone, a situation that is just no longer a part of your path and not meant to be a part of the next chapter in your life. And what you've gained from this experience is so much wisdom and the experience of a lifetime from this situation. I feel like for many of you, Pyle, when there were moments when you were just like, is this ever going to end? Like, I'm going to be in this for the rest of my life. I feel like I'm never going to figure out just what it is that I need to let go of to overcome this cycle, this pattern, these types of people, this person, this situation, this job, this way of living, whatever it is, right? And that wasn't actually true. What was needed was just being okay with saying, I'm done. And you either are doing that now, you have just done that, or you're about to do that. And that's what's coming for you. And this golden door is going to be a new sense of self. And you can say it's a new version of you, but if we were really to pull back the layers, what it is the truth of who you've always been. Okay, so I did pull out the Archangel Power Tarot. We're going to use that today. When I said 1 second, I actually had to go and help my senior dog. She got stuck in her sweet bed that I have for her. It's massive. She got stuck. There's this little doorway, I guess, or this little opening that she can step up into the bed. And the bed is massive, and they're both 70-pound dogs, and there's still room for them to stretch out completely on there. However, she got stuck in the bed, and so that's why I said 1 second, and I had to pause the video and actually help her to stand up. And she made her way into the back room. But when I got up, I have to move my table back with my cards on it. And I had the deck like this, and this card like went all the way to the corner of the table. So here's the deck, and this one went all the way to the corner of the table. Somehow it followed me. Either my shirt got caught on it, my finger got caught on it, or it was just the movement itself. Source wanted this card to be seen, so we're going to look at this before I start shuffling, because I feel like this card really wants to be seen. Yeah. So we have the King of Cups with the King of Raphael. Warm, generous, honorable, and refined. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once and follow your creative passion. So definitely a lot of creativity coming back into your life. And you may be working directly with Archangel Raphael as well. But I feel like the thing is that this is that energy of finally stepping into that very mature emotional energy where you are no longer sacrificing yourself at the expense of another, or at the whims of another person or a situation. Rather, you've taken a step back and you're letting things play out instead of trying to build a bridge, or instead of trying to take care of something that's not yours to take care of, and shouldering a lot of emotional weight here. Finally letting it go, and in turn stepping into this incredibly powerful position that you're in. So let's go ahead and give these a shuffle and find out some more about the golden door that your angels are opening for you. Your angels are opening you a golden door. Your angels are opening a golden door for you. Okay, they want one more. Thank you. Yeah, there's something about a completion here. I feel like with this completion as well, there was this fear of starting over. There's this fear of starting over. There was a fear of change. There was a fear of even shifting. Like, what am I going to do if I leave this situation behind? There's also the question that's coming in, like, who am I without this person? Who am I without this job? Who am I without this house? Like, there's this question where it's like, who am I without whatever difficult situation it is, or whomever, or whatever. And that's been really hard for you to answer, because for so long you have held on to, like, this is just a part of who you are, and there's no reason to actually question it. But our journey is about questioning everything, like even the good. Even the good. It's good to question the good, because that's giving us a baseline for what we do want in our lives, right? So if you have somebody in your life that loves and cherishes you, and you love and cherish them, questioning that, like, who am I without this person? What have they brought to my life? Do they make you a better version of yourself? Do you feel like you've made them a better version of themselves, right? And these are things to ask. And I'm not talking about no contact, okay? We're not even bringing that up, because I feel like somebody needs to hear that here. This is not a confirmation for no contact at all, because it needs to be said. I'm not here trying to be like, oh, they're no contact, so they're gonna take their sweet time and coming back to you, whatever. We're not gonna talk about this. Somebody needs to hear that. Whoa, that's a really strong message coming in right away. Like, your angels are saying this is not referring to that. Please don't try to make that fit as a message for those of you in a no contact situation, because it's not. There's a lot that's going on here, and it feels like there's a lot that okay, I don't know why this is coming through. This may seem off topic, but it's not. Because there's an understanding here, and many of you might actually resonate with the collective message I did at the beginning, which if you'd like to, if you feel called to, you can definitely check that out. It'll be time-stamped in the description box. But they're saying here that there's somebody, or there's a group of people here who have been trying to make the message fit so that they don't have to face the truth of the situation itself. So it's like, if it's a super, 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 super positive message, you're like, yeah, automatically that's my message. But the minute you get a message that's triggering you, you're like, no, absolutely not. I refuse to accept that message. And if you guys remember at the beginning of my readings, I always talk about how triggers can be a beautiful blueprint for our healing journey. And the reason that triggers are happening is because there's something that we're letting our emotional ego continue to hold on to, and are refusing to relinquish its hold, relinquish its grasp on it, because we want it to be a certain way, or we've convinced ourselves that it has to be a certain way. And it's not a bad thing. Like, I'm not here scalding you or anything like that, or trying to make it seem like this is a bad thing. It's not that at all. It's just a reminder that when we're trying to only make the good messages fit our lives without ever looking at maybe the challenging messages, we're missing a vital part of our journey itself. We cannot expect that this journey will be all rainbows and butterflies, because it's not. It's not. That's just the reality of the place that we live, right? There's ups and downs. Grief is a natural part, and nobody gets out alive. And so it's like, we can't be all rainbows and butterflies when you think about the logistics of the world that we live in, right? And so I feel like that's something that's been holding a lot of you back, maybe even, is not wanting to look at the more difficult or the shadow aspects of your journey, or a certain shadow aspect. Like, you may have healed other parts of your shadow, but there might be something here that's coming up where you're just like, no, I absolutely disdain that, or I absolutely disdain messages that don't make me feel like I am getting what I want. And that energy, we have to be honest with ourselves. I've been guilty of this in the past too, especially when I was first watching tarot, and before I was learning tarot for myself, before I was even called to be a tarot reader. When I was first watching it, you know, I would click off of messages that made me question things about the bigger picture, or would make me question things about love, or would make me question things about myself even. And then I remember what my mom always said: to have strong faith, we must first question faith. And that is such a reality of our journey. And so I feel like your angels are helping to open up this golden door where you're beginning to see a much bigger truth, and the crumbling of the emotional ego has been a very, very big challenge for you, right? It's like I was saying, like, this feels like identity here with the first house. This is something that you've identified greatly with. This is something that it's been such an integral part of who you are that letting it go is absolutely terrifying. It is absolutely frightening. So who are you without this person, with this situation, without this lifestyle, without whatever this is, right? And remembering that you're still you. But sometimes we get so caught up in being so obsessed with the outcome of said situation and being the way that we want, that we forget that we're actually separate from the outcome. And that the outcome has no power over us unless we give our power away to it. And so I feel like part of your path has been really facing or focusing on something that felt painful, even to upend it from the throne that it sat upon within your psyche or within your emotional self, right? And to upend that meant to really throw away a version of yourself, or to throw to the wind, not to throw away, but to throw to the wind, to surrender to source, to surrender to your guides and angels, this version of yourself that you felt was going to be consistent for the better half of your life, or for the rest of your life. And then recognizing that the only consistent is change. And so let's find out. Yeah. So strength on the bottom with Archangel Ariel coming through. We've got strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. So let's see what all your cards are. Yeah. So we have the 8 of Gabriel. We've got the Page of Michael and the 2 of Gabriel here. So we've got a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. Now, the fact that this one did not flip over, but that's what they were wanting me to talk to you about. Look, you've got these owls. She, even as an angel, has owl wings. And so there's what is this, a parrot? I'm not sure what this blue one is. Let's see, there's a dove, there's a crow. This looks like a seagull here. And I'm not sure what that one is there. That's a pigeon. So there's this energy where there's messages that have been coming from your angels specifically, but also this energy of wanting to contort those messages to mean what you want them to, so that way then they're easier to palate against the emotional ego itself. But here with the Page of Michaels, we see, right, truthful, perspective, analytical, and blunt. Like, it's not necessarily a fun energy to step up into, and it's an exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly. So when we think about Page energy, it's a brand new type of beginning here. And we have the owl again, right? And even here, her wings are that of the owl. So it's interesting with this: make bold and ambitious choices, great progress is possible, important relationships with people who share your vision. We have the rainbow here. What door your angels are opening is to a deeper truth, where now you're able to step back and look at things from a much wider perspective, but not just a wider perspective, something that is far more truthful than maybe you've been able to in the past. And that can be scary, because when we hold on to a certain version of ourselves for so long, when we let it go, we feel like it's the end of the world. But what happens is that the old self crumbles away and the new self emerges, and we become even stronger than we could have ever imagined. Right? We're recognizing the power of who we are, and knowing that this is where we gain our confidence from, and this is where we can truly pour back into ourselves from this place of strength and confidence. We're no longer repressing this truth that wants to come through. And a lot of times the reason why, if someone tells us a deeper truth, right? Honesty, even if it hurts, is not a bad thing. And that saying sometimes really hurts, because it's saying like, oh, well, someone's super honest, but they hurt me, not with the intention of hurting you, right? But sometimes even with tarot, like, there's a lot of honest messages that can come out with tarot, but it can hurt. Those honest messages, those very honest messages, can hurt, because they're truths that we're not yet ready to receive. And so what Golden Door is opening for you is a deeper truth, a deeper understanding of something that you yourself have identified with, that has created a lot of struggle for you on your own journey in an incredibly difficult period of your life. So let's get some, House 2 with physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. Self-worth, the one that's standing out here the most. But this could definitely have to do with how you see money, how you see possessions, how you see your own physical security. Like all of these things. How you find luxury, how you take care of yourself, how you're looking after yourself, what it is that you're pouring back into yourself. Right? The loyalties in your life as well. What is loyalty, right? What does that mean to you? And I feel like that's important to mention too, because, you know, a lot of people liken loyalty to time, but loyalty is not equal to time. This is too many, source. If you want one of those, fine, but that's too many. It just popped out like 5 cards. Okay, that one. Thank you. You know, and I feel like that's hard for some people, because it's like, well, I've known this person for 20 years. They're like my best friend, but are they really? Right? Are they really? The same thing with like a labeled relationship here, which I'm going to bring up. I'm not going to say it. I just, you know if you don't, right? For labeled relationships, it's like we become so identified with the label itself that we miss out on the bigger picture. And that's, what is it bringing to us? What is it teaching us? And not, why are we carrying the healing journey? It's rather, we're healing so we can come back home to ourselves, not come back home to another person. And sometimes that's the identity that really sets us off, that really gets us mad, because it's like, well, everybody else says. And I love that. I love that. The minute that I get that, I always love that. Everybody else said, that's true. That's true. Everybody else does say. My mom was full of a lot of wisdom. I feel like she didn't even realize how much wisdom she had, but I remember she always used to tell me, if everybody was going to jump off a bridge, does that mean that you would too? Just because everybody does it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it true. And it doesn't make it the correct path for you. And sometimes that's the hardest thing. It's like, well, you know, but that feels comfortable because that's what I've grown to know. And it doesn't have to be with labeled relationships. It could be anything. Like, it could be with money. It could be with your idea of what success looks like. It could be your idea of what looks like makes you feel purposeful, or whatever that is, right? But it's following our heart instead. And I feel like opening up to your heart, especially with the strength energy here, it's like opening up to your heart has been the challenge, because it's asking you to move away from the things that maybe at first on your journey you had greatly identified with. Messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So the message is here, right? There's a truth. Again, there's a truth here with the throat chakra being activated. There's a deeper truth that's coming through. You're receiving a deeper message, a deeper understanding of this message. And it's coming from a very profound place of peace within you. No longer is it something that is going to feel detrimental to the journey. Rather, it's going to feel like, okay, I got this. I can do this. Right? Oh my gosh. What is happening right now? Archangel Gabriel, we've got communications of all kinds. And this is interesting because this is not an angel deck, but I felt really called to using it because it does have the archangels in it. This is actually a past life. This is the past life deck. It's called the Past Life Energy, and it's by Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay. And that's what this is. So you got one of the archangel cards on the bottom here with Archangel Gabriel. We're talking about communications of all kinds. So again, there's a deeper wisdom, an integral wisdom is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Integral wisdom. A wisdom that's actually come to you time and time and time again, but a wisdom that you weren't yet ready to receive. And that's okay, right? Like, there's no blaming yourself. There's no beating yourself up for that, please. Right? When we're not ready to receive something, someone or something can bring it to us at all hours of the day. We're not going to receive it. No. Are you serious? Look at this with the angel messages coming in. Guardian angel, you're not alone. Yeah, so there's something about this situation that makes you feel alone. And I feel like you're receiving feathers. If you notice that you're seeing a lot of feathers, or somebody specifically, I don't know why this is coming in, someone specifically just recently got a feather tattooed on their arm, I'm seeing, or also on their ankle near their foot. Like, that's an interesting energy coming through. It was really strong, really powerful. And that's a very specific message. But they're trying to remind you that even though this is a difficult truth to integrate into your journey, the golden door is when you find the strength and the bravery to walk through it, what you see on the other side, you're going to find a lot of blessings that you were actually closing yourself off to because of holding on to this past truth, right? Magic guardian, unlock the magic within. Yeah, going through and finding the magic on the other side of the door, the blessings. Wow. Wow. Okay, for real. That's such a great reading already. And it's hard, and it's so hard. Please, like, I don't want to diminish your experience by any means. And I know sometimes it feels like that when we're saying, like, that's just not how things work out. It feels like that, but sometimes that's what tough love is, right? It's even source and even our angels and our guides, like, they have to remind us that even though manifestation is possible, miracles are possible, the things that we desire are possible, but sometimes they're also trying to remind us that they're leading us at the same time away from things that are not in alignment with us. But if we're so bent on it being in alignment with us because it's just something that we identify with so badly, you know, And they're reminding us like, no, that's not in alignment with you. We're not going to hear that until we recognize or are ready to receive that. And so there's something here that you've recognized or ready to receive that's helping you move into a much more aligned version of yourself. But also at the same time, things are going to start moving very quickly for you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Archangel Michael, don't settle for less. You are a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. And when we talk about dreams coming true, ask for what you want, but do not say it has to come in the package that you expect. Otherwise, it's not what you want. That's the problem. We get the mix up. You're saying, I want fruit, but it has to come in the form of a banana. A source is like, but a banana's just not going to be fulfilling to you. Like, it's just not going to make you feel good. Like, it's not going to give you the desire that you want. You're like, yes, it is. I know bananas. I know bananas. That's what I want. And they're like, but we're trying to bring you in, I don't know, what's an exotic fruit here? So like the dragon fruit. You might not like it, right? But it's not about what you like right now. It's just about that. It's like the dragon fruit has so much more for you. There's so many more minerals in it. There's so much better benefits for you in it. Right? It's just an example of it. And you're like so bent on it being a banana. You're like, if it's not a banana, then I don't want it. And eventually that dragon fruit, not that it goes to someone else, but it will return back to the land. And you'll still be stuck wanting the banana and have never taken what was rightfully yours, which was the dragon fruit, right? And sometimes we get stuck like that. It's because our human minds just think that we know it all and we think we know what is best for us, but Source created us and Source knows what's best for us better than we could ever imagine. So sometimes we just have to let go and flow and trust the process. Yeah, exactly. 345, personal power, strength, change, reflection, empowerment, future, and creation. You have the personal power and strength to create the changes you desire in your life. Reflect on your current situation and identify areas of dissatisfaction. Your future's in your hands and it depends on how you choose to shape it. What specific changes do I want to make in my life and how can I use my personal power to achieve them? Take a moment to write down the areas of your life where you feel dissatisfied and outline actionable steps you can take to address these issues and create the future you desire. Excuse me. So coming back to your personal power, you know, we may not be realizing that we're giving away our power to someone or to a situation because we identify so deeply with it. Okay, I feel like there's one more back here. Where is it? That one? And I'm just going to pull out, we're going to get romance angels, we're going to get life purpose angels, and then we're going to get angel messages as well. Just because why not bring out all the angel decks on this? Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And I feel like this is a really good example of what I was saying earlier. If this is a no contact situation, how can you ever get to know one another? You know, I'm going to sidestep for a second here because of this card. It goes hand in hand with this, but please understand this can apply to anything, not just a love relationship, but especially love relationship in your life. Like, everybody's so bent on this idea of the labeled relationship, saying, well, they know who I am, you know, they're me but in another person's body, and I'm them but in this body, and so on and so forth. And that's beautiful, and I think it's poetic in a way. However, how is it that they know you when they've never had a full conversation with you? They don't know your favorite color, they don't know your middle name, they don't know what you like to do on Sunday evening when you've got nothing but time for yourself. They don't know what your favorite movie is. They don't know what your favorite book is. They don't know what you like to explore. What kind of spirituality really gets you going. Like, what kind of philosophical ideas really wet your whistle. You know, we're thinking, oh, this person's going to come in and completely sweep me off my feet. And yet they don't even know the first thing about you. And likewise, you don't know the first thing about them. So what Source is saying here and what your angels are saying is the golden door is opening up to somebody who's willing to get to know you and that you're willing to get to know them. Please do not get hung up on the package. The package sometimes is there to elicit a change as a catalyst. Wow, all of these are coming out for you, so whatever. Whatever that is. Heart's desires, exactly. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. Because they want you to experience your heart's desires. They want you to have those manifestations. Right? But even with money, like, let's look at it that way. Like, we're saying, I want to be a millionaire. Right? You're saying, I want to be a millionaire. But maybe in this lifetime, being a millionaire isn't actually resonant with your soul. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to make good money. It doesn't mean that you're not going to make money enough to have everything that you could have ever desired, and more than enough to spend, and more than enough to save, and more than enough to help. Right? Like, maybe you don't earn $1 million a year, but what would you do if you earned $500,000 a year? Right? These are the things that we're looking at. Like, it's like we get so stuck on a number that we totally are like, oh, well, if I only earn 500,000 instead of $1 million, I could tell you, if you're going to scoff at that, there's about 1 billion people behind you that are like, I'll take it. Shoot, I've got it. You know? So don't be so vicious when it comes to the expectation, because expectations leave us disappointed time and time again. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to be better off than your family, right? It's just showing you that there's things that you have to let go of so that you can open up to the blessing that's right here. It's like right here, but it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. Fiona, now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Exactly. So being open, not only to receiving your blessings, but receiving their guidance. We have Astara here. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires, and don't compromise. So, you know, what they're saying is like, reach for the stars. Don't compromise. Don't say, oh, I have to accept less because I'm not deserving of the best. But also at the same time, don't push away the best opportunities because it's not exactly what you want, right? It's not about settling. That's not what this is. They don't want you to settle. That's not what this is. I feel like everybody gets so stuck on one certain idea. If it doesn't come in that exact idea, that package, that way, that shape, that form, then I absolutely refuse it. But, you know, I've watched people manifest and they're like, oh, I wanted this house. I wanted it so bad. And I tried to manifest it for years and years and years and years. And I even had it on my vision board, and I had this, and I went, and it was even on sale. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to finally get the house that I want. But as soon as I put in the bid, it fell through. It got taken off the market. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I've been waiting forever for this house. But then a week later, on the street, just down the way, an even bigger house came up in the same price market and was even closer to the location that I actually wanted. And it was an even more beautiful house, right? But imagine if that person had been so stuck on that one house, they would have given up this incredible opportunity that came into their lap. Right? So that's why I'm saying it's like we can't get so stuck on the actual package itself. Teresa, time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. Yeah, so this is about coming back to you, coming back to your self-worth, letting go of what you've identified with for so long, having a brand new beginning here, independence, bravery, and passion. Something is going to be moving very quickly. I keep feeling this. Like there's something coming in incredibly quick here for you. And the golden opportunity, it could be love, it could be money, it could be a job. This could be anything. Okay, it could be anything. But the golden door is leading you to where you're meant to be. Like the portal. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful thing. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, the wild card. Right? So you get to walk through it. But ultimately, you get to decide whether or not you go through it. Deceit, betrayal, manipulation. Like, you've already been through enough. You've been through enough. Let the blessings come. Let the blessings come from all around you. Right? I feel like this is what you're letting go of, is a person from the past. For many of you, this is a person from the past. Look, if you've been waiting for years and years and years for this person to come around, to get back in touch with you. I mean, I'm not saying that a new person is going to come tomorrow and sweep you off your feet, but what I'm saying is that maybe that's a good indicator that we need to look at. Is it because I'm afraid of letting go of this person? Is it because I feel like I identify with what this person represents, but not how this person treats me or shows up in my life? Love isn't enough. We need respect, consistency, compassion, care. Like, there's a lot of other things that go into actually having a physical relationship with someone. If they're not there for you, but you've been hurt by this person, that's something else to look at. You're ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make changes you've been contemplating, right? So doors are opening. The portal is opening for you, especially for those of you with your career. You're ready for more. You're ready to experience more. 2020, I cannot. Strength, resilience, courage, inner power, determination, fortitude, and endurance. Draw on your inner strength during challenging times. Your resilience can lead you to personal growth. Stay focused and remain open-minded as you navigate each step of your journey. What areas of my life do I need to harness my inner strength? How can I stay resilient and focused despite challenges? Identify one challenge you are currently facing and create a plan to address it. Remind yourself of past successes where you overcame difficulties and draw strength from those experiences. So this is all about your personal power and your strength without somebody else in your energy. But what is it that you're going to create for yourself? Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. I just feel like this is trusting yourself again. And then we have calling in your soulmate. Yeah, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Calling in your soulmate, this doesn't necessarily mean the person you expected, but this is going to be somebody who's in the higher alignment with you, someone you can trust, someone you can rely on. And these are life purpose cards. We have support. Your life purpose fully supports you. So let yourself be supported by the direction that you want to go in. Again, very closely, especially for those of you working directly with Archangel Raphael. Family, loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose, okay? So relying on your family, or you're going to be building a spiritual family that's going to help support you along the way. Could be wanting to be an author. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. It's time to make time for you, okay? The things you want to create. And flowers. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. So many of you can find solace or groundedness while you're gardening, if that's something you enjoy, or walking among the flowers. That's going to help bring you into this grounded state so that you can receive what's on the other side of this golden door. Because I feel like what's on the other side of this golden door is a completely new life. So I do have to look at this off the camera to make sure that it's camera appropriate, because some of these are a little risque. But let's see what we've got here. Yeah, so look at that. We've got Goddess of Justice. What seems an injustice is actually a blessing. Now I understand why the message came through the way that it did, because there's something here. It's like, what you're asking me to do is unfair. Like, that's what I keep hearing here. What you're asking me to do is unfair. You're asking me to let go of the person that I've poured my love into for so long. You're asking me to let go of the person who inspired me to change. You're asking me to let go of the person who I'm supposed to be manifesting. You're asking me to let go of the job that I'm supposed to be manifesting. What I'm asking is for you to step back and no longer identify with it. And that feels unjustified, but it's not. Because when you identify with it, then you basically resigned and allowed that situation and the outcome of that situation to be your worth and your value. And that's an illusion. That's not the truth at all. So it says you can feel that a certain situation in your life is in some way unfair, yet be assured that justice, which is a natural state of balance inherent in the universe, does exist. Justice is actually the universal law of cause and effect through which all in life is kept in balance. The recent event which you perceive to be unfair is actually a blessing in disguise, here to guide you towards your highest purpose. It is understandable that you cannot see the blessing at this time. However, the Goddess of Justice is asking you to surrender the strong emotions and resentments you've attached to the situation. Trust. Trust yourself. Trust the process. By letting go of the issues, she will help you clear your path and create the space for something wondrous to occur. So again, coming into this space of trust of yourself, trusting your intuition, getting the situation off of your shoulders, maybe journaling about it, allowing yourself to go through those emotions. But the golden door here is a new life. It's an entirely new chapter that you're stepping into, and it has to do with what you've identified with before. You're no longer identifying with that now, and that completely alters the type of life that you yourself are going to be experiencing, which is so profound, beautiful, and amazing. So I was drawn to getting some journaling questions for the piles today. So your journal question, if you'd like to explore this deeper on your own, is: what heavy burden am I officially dropping or choosing to drop at this time, at this threshold, so I can step through the door completely free and unhindered? And that's only if you wish to explore it deeply. You absolutely can. But this is what I see here for you today, pile number one. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little balance, the scales emoji down below. And let's breathe in today's affirmation, which is: I allow spiritual or divine justice to play out in my life, knowing that my angels are leading me to what is for my best good. All right. If this message spoke to your soul today, please like and subscribe, and you're more than welcome to share your story in the comments below. I do read them all, and I appreciate those of you who do. And with that, I would like to take a moment to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, my spirit guides, for coming through to give us this profound message today. And until next time, pile number one, stay human. Bye. Welcome back, my fellow human. I'm so honored to be here sharing this human experience with you today. Remember, there may be triggers that do arise on these readings. Don't force them to fit, but maybe also view that friction as a beautiful blueprint to deepen your own healing journey. So this is for those of you who felt called to pile two, or to this dice with the sun on it. Or maybe you felt called to this bloodstone, gemstone. Or perhaps you were there through the shuffle and you felt called to this card. Then this is going to be your reading for you, which is: your angels are opening a golden door. Now, for you, pile two, it was a message that came through as the abundant horizon. We're going to start with the dice. We'll move on to the tarot, and then we'll get into the oracle at the end. But we're going to get into your channeled message first here. There's a massive breakthrough regarding material resources, creative inspiration, or possibly a new business or job opportunity, and how you are aligning with your own goals and maintaining your momentum at this time. Okay? Your past sacrifices have cleared the path for a prosperous, high vibrational, new chapter in your journey. And we're going to look at that, but I do feel like for most of you, this is about your creative endeavors and how that's turning into something that is going to either support you financially or give you a sense of purpose to where that is going to vibrate out into your day-to-day lives, okay? So for pile two, your angels are opening a golden door. Source, what would you like to share with them? Angels, what would you like to share with them for pile number two? Okay, so we've got Neptune, Leo, and the 7th house. Interesting that relationship energy would come in here. A business partner, a business endeavor. This could be romance for some. But for many of you, there's someone here who recognizes the difference of how you approach either your job, your career, or your creative endeavors itself, okay? Like if you're building something and you want to create a business from it, there's someone here who's spying on you, if you will. No, but they spy the fact that you are an incredible leader. You're creative, you're expressive. And it feels like the 7th house here is pointing to a business partnership or like a collaboration, or there's something different here because it doesn't feel romantic. It could be, but it doesn't feel romantic. And I feel like you're not seeing this person just yet, or this opportunity just yet, for what it really is, for the potential that it holds. So this is either something that has recently come into your energy field, or it's about to break through. Whenever it does, there's something about it where you're like, yeah, this is great. Like, I'm excited for this. I'm really glad. And I want to pour into this. And I'm really excited to see where things go. But what ends up happening is it becomes much bigger than you realize. Like, you're following your intuition and you're allowing it to lead the way. And there's something here that actually helps you to transcend a past version of yourself in money, finances. Like, I keep feeling like physical. Okay, so something just happened inside of my fridge, and I'm not sure what it was, but there's like some kind of weird noise that went on inside of my fridge right now, and it scared me. It's like a, and I feel like that was a confirmation of what I was saying. Like, it feels like money, and it feels like finances. Yeah, okay, so it just clacked. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I wonder if the camera caught that. So they're saying it's finances. For those of you looking to finances, you know, I don't ever try to focus on finances in my channel if you've been here with me for any amount of time. But when it comes through, we'll talk about it because it means that it's something that is in your energy field for sure. And I love that because we're talking about the abundant horizon, right? Like that energy that you're coming in at as the abundant horizon. And it's showing that you're ready to open up to what it is that you've been asking for without expectation of what it should be, but also without reserve, right? Basically, I'm closing my eyes and opening my arms, and whatever you want to toss at me, Source, I'm going to catch, and I'm cool with that. And so your angels are really excited, but it does feel like a new expressive partnership is opening up for you here. Like there's something where you're going to be expressing yourself creatively even. So if that's at your job or in your career, that's going to feel a lot more fulfilling to you than where you're at now. But it does feel like a very creative endeavor. That's something that's coming. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Archangel Power Tarot, and we're going to get some further messages from that. So let's give that a couple shuffles here and see what more the angels would like to say today. Your angels are opening a golden door, and you deserve this. I want to be clear about that, pile 2. Like, you deserve this. This is not something that is just like, oh, it's gonna come and then it's gonna go. Like, you worked hard for this, so let it become whatever it's gonna become. Yeah, something financial. There's something here about your work, something that is financial, something that is very materialistic. Right? And it's not that material items really are like high up on the list of things that super matter for you, but it is something that I feel like you've been trying to manifest, and it did at one point really matter. And surrendering to that allowed yourself to open up to it. So for some of you, it is love with the Lovers here. But I feel like there's a choice that you made, right? Making a choice from your heart, deeply emotional commitment, and the power of love. So that's the power of love. What is that from? don't remember. Is that from Back to the Future? Anyways, the thing is that you chose the direction you wanted to go into. So you were either holding yourself back, you were making yourself small, you were hiding from a version of yourself that was you were really worried about putting out to people or putting out there just in general, right? And something switched for you. It was almost like something snapped. I feel like that, it feels like there's a snap here, or like I'm seeing scissors cut a string, or it like broke in half, or it was like something very sudden that happened. It was not a subtle thing. There was a sudden shift where you're like, that's it, I'm done. I can't keep holding myself back because it's too overwhelming to try to keep up with the mask that we all wear, right? It's not like I'm calling you out or anything like that. We all wear them. We all have become accustomed to wearing our masks and honing them so that they can continue to be a podium, what I call the podium, right? The podium is like, some speakers can't talk unless they have a podium standing in front of them. And it's a safety net. And so our masks become our podium. They become our safety net, and we have to let go of them. And that's what you did. It's like you made a choice. You said, I can't do this anymore. Your angels, wow. Yeah. So we have the 16 card, Change Your Life. This is the House of God, or what you might know as the Tower, with Archangel Chamuel. And then we have the Page of Gabriel. Okay, so really optimistic energy coming in. You have energetic, brave, optimistic, and playful. Follow your passions. You are ready for any challenge, opportunities for excitement and adventure. And then we have Change Your Life with a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. And that's why he's saying, like, there's a break here, and it's like break free, right? Break. Something broke and you were like, I can't be what people want me to be. I have to be who I am. And it's that very choice that has opened you up to this brand new opportunity. And it feels something that is very expressive by nature. There's a lot of fun involved. There's a lot, even if it's a super serious position, you're bringing a light heart to it. And that's something that gives you an edge over other people and gives you an edge to be in this position in the way that you're going to. It's almost as if it was built just for you. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. Yeah. So Page energy again. We've got the Page of Ariel, which is the Page of Coins. Reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. Yeah, so this is an opportunity that is literally coming. That's the golden door, is this opportunity, and it's going to be for work, maybe for school, maybe for deeper education, maybe for more wisdom, whatever it is. But it feels like regardless, it's bringing with it financial abundance. Yeah, the Queen of Michael. So there's this, like I love this, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, and humorous, right? So your humor is what's giving you the leg up. But also here it says you know exactly what to do, the benefit of experience, but a time for career rather than relationships. So she specifically talks about in this deck that it's time to focus on career. Right? That's what I was saying with the 7th house. I don't feel like this is love, but for some it could be because the Lovers came out as well. But the Lovers to me right now really feels like you finally made a decision. It's almost as if you were going back and forth, right? Like here's you with the mask and here's you without the mask. And it was like, well, I don't want to wear the mask because it's not true to who I am, but the mask is really comfortable and I know what it brings and I know what to expect, and but I just don't like it anymore. It's getting too heavy to carry that. It's just, I don't want to be in that energy anymore. And so it's like weighing the options of what it would be like for you to put down the false sense of self and step into your empowered state of alignment. And through that, you're changing your life, you're changing the outcome, you're changing the opportunities that are coming to you, but the actual door that's opening is a new opportunity for some sort of partnership. And it is going to be a very beneficial partnership as well. I feel like there's a lot of big changes that are coming, but also with the page energy here, it's something brand new. Okay. So it's something brand new. Of course, an open door is brand new, but it's not an old energy that's coming through with you at all. Like, this is you taking a step into the unknown, truly into the unknown. And it has to do with your career. I also feel like this is balancing out the scales. And it's interesting because you have the 16, right? Again, so the house of God, what I read is the house of God from the Tarot Marseille, or what you've come to know as the Tower card. But the 16, which is 7, and you have the 6 for lovers here. So you have 6 and 7. This is like a step in the right direction, and progress is being made. Also, I keep seeing the 6 is standing out on both of these cards. And 6 is seeing ourselves with eyes of unconditional love. It's balance, it's solution, resolution. There's a lot of balance coming into your life. And this is a resolution and a solution to a situation that otherwise I feel like you have racked your brain on time and time again. Like, how am I going to get out of this situation? Or how am I going to deal with this situation? Or how am I going to free myself from this situation? Whatever the instance may be. It's just showing that this is giving you the resolution that is perfect for your situation to help you move out of an energy that was keeping you in a place of lack and poverty, either dealing with people or a person or a position. Because again, it does feel like this is a position that's shifting for you, a work position that's shifting for you, and that's the golden door. Let's see what else comes through for you here. Reading just feels so, it feels so pointed and clear. So we have fire and Neptune. So let's look at Neptune as dream and transcend, right? So it's something you've dreamt of. This is something you've asked for, you've dreamt of. And then I feel like the fire is recognition. I know what it says on the card, but I just feel recognition with the fire card here. We have Aries, Leo, Sag, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. But what I'm really getting from the fire is recognition. Like, no one can put your fire out anymore because your fire, the flames are standing so high and there's no turning back, right? Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Yeah, house 5. Passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. Also leadership, having to do with romantic interests, yes. Potential for dating. But also leadership is coming in as well. Just being the leader in your life with this very playful and fun heart. Like, no longer taking it so seriously. Whatever it was, there's something that's shifting here where you're taking something so seriously. Why so serious? And you're just like, no, I'm not going to hold on to it like that no more. I can't. Okay. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. And I feel like this is also giving you an opportunity to just take a deep breath and take a step back from the quick energy that you were in, trying to rush to some end result or trying to become something more. And now you're able to really step back and recognize, like, okay, I don't need to rush to this end result. I need to let things open up naturally. And that's going to give you even more time here. Yeah, earth pulsing. Yeah, pulse of the mother, slow down, and time in nature. Yeah, rest and nourishment. Rest and nourishment is coming through here. And you might have come from pile 1 as well. That was a really big message for pile 1, but there was also something else that came out in pile 1. And if not, that's okay. But I feel like just this rest, but not just rest, but resting knowing that everything is okay. Yeah, courage, taking on challenges with the warrior spirit. You fought endlessly to create this new beginning for yourself. What goes around comes around. Things are finally balancing out for you here. Oh, I hear that Aerosmith song right now. Don't wanna close my eyes, don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss a thing. I don't know why that song is coming in, but it's really loud in my mind right now. Maybe you're listening to it in the background or something, or it came on the radio recently or something. So I feel like that's an especially specific message for someone as a secondary confirmation. Yeah, dream and journey, dream and transcend. So also paying attention to your dreams. I feel like your dreams are also giving you some really specific messages right now. It's so funny. Talking about dreams, like just really quickly. Last night I had the wildest dream. I was driving around in a little golf cart, right? And it's like golf carts talk about like we have limited resources. But I was driving it like a race car. I mean, tearing up grass on this golf course, and I don't golf. Like, that's just not something I'm interested in at all. And it was so funny. And my grandparents were with me, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I was with some band, right? Some band that wanted to play music and stuff. And so anyways, but what was so funny is like I was driving up to this bridge to go over this little culvert, and my grandma's like, you better slow down, the bridge is out. And I was like, is it? And she's like, yeah. And so I slammed on the brakes and literally skidded to a stop, like right before I got to the bridge, all sideways and everything. Everybody's holding on for dear life, and I'm just cracking up. I was like, that was so much fun. So my grandparents get out and they go across the bridge, even though it's all broken and they can't get out. But it's just a culvert. Like, they literally have to just step from the bridge to the other side of the thing. And we're headed to this community center. And I end up going and just driving the cart like wild again, right? Here I am, like this. And I drive it down this little ravine. It's just this little dirt ravine there. And so I end up getting out and I go all the way to the back door, and I get this band there, and the band's supposed to play for some TV show. And the security guards are like, you guys are late. Don't worry, we'll handle it. And the security guards actually go and take the instruments, and they're playing like some rock music, and they're like making all these silly faces, and I'm in the back watching them on the TV just laughing. I was laughing so much in this dream, right? But I think it's just really, it's funny because there's this energy of like that. Sometimes we'll be given dreams like that. When I stop and I think about it, like the golf cart's a limited resource, but I was using it to max capability. And I didn't let an obstacle stop me, but I was also letting go of the past influences, right? Grandparents can be like a past influence for us. And I found my own way, and I was creative about it, and I'm still moving through a sense of humor and fun. And so it's just funny. Like, I only bring this up because if you pay attention to your dreams, they'll show you a huge truth of where you're at right now if you let them. They can show you lots of things, but they'll also help you unleash parts of yourself. And the security guards represent what we feel is safe to represent ourselves, like what we feel is safe for us to show ourselves to the world. So oddly crazy how synchronistic this dream is with this reading, right? But it's just showing like when the security guards came out and they're being silly like that, it's showing that they're no longer trying to be rigid and saying, thou shall not pass. Like, you're not allowed to go back here, right? It's saying like, okay, we'll let you go ahead and pass, and we're gonna do so with good humor and good spirits. And so I feel like if you do anything moving forward right now, you're gonna get the best answers for your journey from your angels, either through your dreams at night or by physically choosing to do journey meditations. Like, you're going to be given visions or insight during those specific types of meditations. That's when you're going to transcend this past version of yourself and step into a more creative and expressive version of yourself, right? Yeah, let it go, right? There's something here that's just no longer serving you. The situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever your energetic connections to the past so you can embrace the future. What was I just saying like that? Letting go of the energies of the past, like with the grandparents getting off of the golf cart. It's this energy that has held you back. So it could be something that's come from a generational curse, a generational belief, a generational pattern. There's a pivot here though. And you're physically choosing to sever it from your journey. And because of that, this opportunity is falling into your lap. Like, it's going to come in like that. Whoa. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Yeah, again, your dreams. Trust your dreams. Trust your meditations, the visions you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with brilliant epiphany. I'm also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. Okay, and you might be working directly with Uriel or Archangel Michael as well. So just a really powerful energy. And I feel like that's for you too. So maybe I had this dream, not for myself, but so that I could share it with you today, because yeah, I do have prophetic dreams. I've been known to have them. But that energy, it's like that is showing that you are actually letting go of something from the past. And even though you might not be like rushing like some people are to their end results, you're still maxed out all of your resources. Like everything that you have at your disposal, you're using it in the most efficient and effective way possible, which is what gives you this edge over competitors or over other people. It's as though you open the doorway yourself. But walking through that doorway, your angels are like, not only is this a doorway, it's a golden door of opportunity. And there's something just on the other side that when you cross over, they're like, here you go, pile 2. Here it is. Right? Yeah. 504, one day at a time, right? Patience, present progress, focus, daily effort, future, and mindfulness. The effort you put in today is what will illuminate your future. Focus on doing the right things today and do not worry about what will happen tomorrow. Your daily efforts are building the foundation for tomorrow's success. What steps can I take today to progress towards my goals, and how can I stay focused on the present? Identify one key task or action you can take today that will move you closer to your goals. Concentrate on completing this task and trust that each step you take is building your path forward, one day at a time. Right? So again, I didn't feel like you were rushing, but I do feel like when you max out all your resources, every step you take is literally at its most efficient. So we are going to get some romance angels, and I'm going to get some life purpose angels, and then we'll get some angel messages as well from the angel decks that I have, these little ones. So these two want to come out. Yeah. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Trust. This came out in pile 1, 2. The situation is calling for you to have faith. So trusting in the process right now. I feel like regardless of romance or not, this is just saying to trust in the process as it's unfurling. There's amazing things that are happening for you right now, pile 2. So trust that as you go forward. Okay, that one wants to come out for sure. Whoa, okay. Yeah. Okay, one more. Wow. I just laughed because this card flew out. You're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Yeah, so you're doing the right thing, and that's what's bringing this opportunity. And not just any opportunity, but freedom. You're free to choose to do what you choose. Like, that's the thing. It's like you're going to be so free. You're not going to be holding yourself back anymore. But I really feel like for you, pile 2, when this door opens, or when it opened, because it could already be opened, right? But if it's not, when it opens is when you truly choose to let go of your past self and say, I want to express who I am without the mask. I want to stop minimizing myself. I want to stop putting myself down because I'm different. And when you're like, I choose to embrace the whole of who I am, and the weird, silly things that make me me, and I'm gonna let that be who I present myself to the world as. That's when you step into this empowered sense of yourself, and that's when this opportunity of, again, it feels like a collaboration of some sort or a partnership of some sort comes through. Yeah, strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. You're a warrior, right? This is that warrior energy. Yeah. So I don't even think you know just how strong you truly are. Like, you just, It's hard. It's hard for us to gauge our own strength when we're the ones who are putting in the effort and the work every day, right? Think about it. Like every day you show up. Just as an example, you're trying to learn how to play the guitar, right? And of course you started with scales. You had to learn what the strings were and what the notes were on the strings and how it all played out together. Then maybe you started with learning a very basic song like Hot Cross Buns. You know the song, Hot Cross Buns, Hot Cross Buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns, right? It's very simple. And then maybe you went to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Like these are very basic songs that you're learning. And so you show up every day for an hour, you practice. Finally, you mastered Hot Cross Buns, you mastered Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You move on to other melodies and other simple tunes. And then suddenly you're like, okay, I'm going to try my first song. Oh, when you first started, it's so frustrating. You can't get it. You're like, oh my gosh, I suck at this. I cannot do it. What the heck? And then after a couple of weeks, you're finally getting it. You're missing just a few notes. And then after maybe a month, you've got it down pat. You're like, oh my gosh, my first song. So then the next song isn't as hard as that first full song that you did, right? It's not as hard. So then you up the ante every time. And you do this for 5 years, right? Well, by the end of 5 years, you're a pro. And you don't see yourself as a pro because you're just practicing and practicing. I'm just trying to get better. I'm just trying to get better. Like even today, like if you've been doing this for 5 years, you're like, even today, there's something I can do today that'll make me better for tomorrow. Like that's how you're looking at it. But to the outside looking in, people are like, oh my gosh, I wish I could play the guitar like that. And you're like, you can just pick it up and start practicing every day, right? I do so for an hour every day. Like that's the idea. But even you yourself don't recognize the talent, the strength, and the capabilities that you have gathered over these years of all these things that you've gone through. That's the thing. And so when you finally are able to step back and recognize the power of that, then you see your true strength and resilience come into view. We have Aurora flipping over. You're flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example. Yeah, so you're making changes. On the bottom, Archangel Michael, I am with you, giving you the courage to make your life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. So this is all about your purpose, okay? Oh my gosh, I just realized that on the bottom, I'd moved this strength card out, right? And on the bottom of that, under that was trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path, your dreams. There's something about you. You have very intense dreams and they're showing you the way. Okay, so listen to your dreams. You might benefit, if you don't already, you might really benefit pile 2 from getting a dream journal and writing down your dreams. Even if you have no idea what they mean right now, it's not about that. It's just recording them will help your brain start to work it out, and it'll help your guides and your angels give you those messages. Wow. Archangel Zadkiel, compassion, freedom, and forgiveness. So something very clear about freedom for you, pile 2. You're going to live a very free, unencumbered life. And you're going to feel so good about that. Being able to travel when you want, being able to do the things that you want, being able to go where you want to go, experience the things that you want to experience without fear of cost, of time, of any of that. You're going to have tons of freedom. Mountains, stand your ground. And I feel like this is just going back to that strength in the warrior card. It's just a reminder that, remember, you built this and it's yours to protect. No one is going to protect it for you. So keep protecting it for yourself, because that's you taking care of your own right now. And that's what's necessary. Okay, 7722, ask for help, support, guidance, connection, vulnerability, community, and trust. Remember, no one succeeds alone. It's okay to seek guidance and support. Embrace the strength found in community and don't hesitate to ask for help when you need it. In what areas of my life am I trying to manage everything alone? How can I reach out for support? Identify one person or resource you can turn to today for guidance or support and take the step to reach out. I also feel like this is your angels coming in and saying, ask us for help. We're here to support you along the way. But remembering that if it's not, then this is that person, this partnership that's going to come in. This is somebody who you can trust to ask for help. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So keep an open mind. I feel like even outside of love, just keep an open mind. This may not unfold the way that you expect it to. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Yeah, so keep an open mind, but also pay attention to the red flags. You'll know what's meant for you and you'll know what's not meant for you. Let your friends help you with this. Ask for help. Ask for support and ask for and accept support from others. So it's important for you to keep the people you trust very close to you, but I also feel like there's somebody coming in with a collaboration in mind that is going to help you go to the next level. School. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school, so learning more. Okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be going back to school. This could just be like learning more and additional information in regards to what you're already researching. All right? Children, your life purpose involves teaching and healing children. So some of you could be wanting to be a teacher of some sort, and this is saying, yes, that's your path if that's something that you want to do. Or trying to help children, like that's something that you are absolutely being guided to as well. And that's where this collaboration is going to come from. Serena, I'm the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith, which I love that Serena is the last card that we have before we get into your oracle here, because you're the abundant horizon, and we have the Serena card here with the abundance, the angel of abundance coming in. So I'm going to look at your card. I'm going to read this from the book. I do have to look at these cards off screen because some of them are a little bit risque here, so I need to make sure that it is appropriate to show. But let me see what we've got. Yeah, so this one's just a tiny bit too risque. I'll show you what it says here. It says, the angel of expression, speak your truth and express yourself clearly. And that's what we've been talking about this entire time, has been to express yourself clearly. So I'm going to use your, yeah, that should work here. Okay. That way you can at least look at the card. What a powerful thing to come through, right? I kept feeling that there's something here about expressing yourself. Express yourself. But it's about you truly letting go of those things that were holding you back and letting yourself be seen for who you are in this moment. No longer hiding from yourself. Angel of expression. Okay. Speak your truth and express yourself clearly. There's something you are not expressing because you feel hurting someone you love or care for. The angel of expression has shown up in your reading today to encourage you to speak your truth and express yourself clearly. Know that love, when spoken honestly, clearly, and with love, know that the truth, when spoken honestly, clearly, and with love, will never truly hurt anyone. Lack of self-expression is soul-destroying for all concerned and prevents life's natural flow. The angel of expression understands your fears regarding the issue and is here to help you through this difficult time. Allow her to help you find the courage to face this issue clearly. By expressing yourself honestly and clearly, the situation will heal in accordance with your highest good of all concerned. Yet do not try to predetermine or control the outcome. Trust. Trust came out so many times for you. Trust that power has made you both and will heal you both. Or, yeah, trust for the power that made you both will heal you both. Okay, and this is on page number 22, which, if you can see that there, is trusting in the process. And you got trust on, even though this was behind strength, right? Trust came out together. So this is about you trusting in the unfolding of your life right now, and that letting go of the past will help you to heal. But also not just expressing yourself in a relationship or a connection. This feels like expressing yourself in general in places where you've hidden yourself for fear of judgment or for fear of exile or whatever it may be. When you express yourself, you open up this opportunity that's coming. I mean, it's just waiting for you. That's all it is. It's just waiting for you to choose your authentic expression over the mask that you've worn for so long, and then it's going to unfold incredibly quickly for you here. So this is the message that I have for you today, pile number 2. If you do want to explore this further on your own, I do have a journal question for you here, if you'd like. It says, what big, bold opportunity am I finally ready to accept without letting old fears hold me back? Okay, and that's only if you wish to explore that further on your own. But if you feel like this is your reading, leave the little, is there a mountain emoji? I think there is. Leave the little mountain emoji down below and say, today I stand grounded in my truth, my honesty, and my realness. And I allow myself to be seen as I am without fear or worry. So with that, if this message spoke to your soul, please like, subscribe, and if you'd like, you're welcome to share your story below in the comments. I do read them all. And if you'd like to explore the tools that were used in today's reading, you will find all those links in the description box. So with that, I would like to take a moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this truly powerful message today, pile 2. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Welcome back, my fellow humans. I'm so honored to be here sharing this human experience with you today. Please remember that if a trigger arises during this reading, don't force it to fit, and maybe view that friction as a beautiful blueprint to deepen your own healing journey. So this is for those of you called to pile 3, or if you felt called to this dice with Mars on it. Or maybe you felt called to this Unakite gemstone. Or if you stayed during the shuffle, maybe you were called to this card during the shuffle. This is going to be your reading on your angels are opening a golden door. So we are going to do the dice, the tarot, then the oracle. But for you, pile 3 was getting a message, and that was the true aligned self. Right now, you're stepping into your absolute personal authenticity and authority, your spiritual clarity, and deep intuitive power. Right now, it's truly about you celebrating your growth and seeing how this golden door is leading you to a life where you are fully seen, known, and celebrated for who you are. You've spent too much time in the darkness, right? In the shadows. And that's okay. It's a beautiful place to be at when you're learning about who you are and who you wish to be in this physical world, aside from the traumas and the pain and the suffering that we've gone through and all of those things. And so now it's about you stepping into the light. So let's go ahead and find out some more about this for you today. Your angels are opening a golden door. What would you like to share with pile 3 today, source? Your angels are opening a golden door. Whoa. All right, we've got the 9th house, we've got Aquarius energy, and we've got the moon. Yes, I actually really love this, especially for the energy that came out right away. Stepping into your personal authority and authenticity. You know, with the 9th house here and Aquarius energy paired with the moon, it's showing that you just, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And excuse the expression, but that's what's coming through. And it's because you no longer are. You're no longer letting the worries of others decipher how you're showing up. But not just showing up, how you're sharing your gifts, your knowledge. You have something that's very ancient about you. Like, you could be an old soul, you could be a starseed, you could identify with both. You could also identify with being an earth angel, but you have something that the world needs for the vibration to rise higher. And that is specifically for the emotional intelligence that is running around on the world right now. It's not as high as we need it to be. And I feel like you have shifted into this ultra high vibration of emotional intelligence where you recognize love at its finest. And of course, that will always be evolving because we evolve, right? But love is such an infinite thing. Can we call it a thing? Right? Love is infinite, and there is no truly grasping on to the depth of what that means. Unconditional love without condition. But you are definitely making headway in that sense, and you are beginning to inspire others to see love from a very different place. And this golden door is actually about you stepping into the light where people are celebrating that about you as well, where it feels like a sigh of relief. Finally, someone else sees it too and is actually brave enough to talk about it. Someone else recognizes the discrepancies and is finally able to discuss it. And it's interesting, and I feel like I want to share this with you, Pile 3, because they're like poking at me on the edge of my consciousness here. It's really poking at me, and my angels are poking at me right now. But you know, the other day I had this really interesting conversation with, and I know there's a lot of weird feelings about AI and stuff like that, but I was asking this because I actually got hit, and excuse the term, but I don't know what else to call her. I got hit by a holy roller, and I was stuck in the middle. While I was at the laundry room, I was reading this book. Okay, the book's called Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman, and it's a fantasy book. So she asked me about the book, so I told her a little bit about the book, and then all of a sudden, you know, she's like, well, my grandma was a witch, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and she's like, no, it was wrong, it was a big sin, and she starts in on this, and it's fine, like, I don't have a problem with it, but the problem that I had was when I was trying to vocalize that I felt like faith is a very personal journey, she cut me off, and she said, you listen. And she was treating me like a child, and she took my autonomy. And it was such an interesting energy, and I realized that there's no arguing with this woman about anything, because you know, she believes that she's right, and she's right because she believes she's right, not because it's right for me. So an hour goes by of listening to this because I'm stuck in the laundry room. And I know I could have left. I know I should have left, but I was actually facing, like, I know I said I took time off last week because this is one of the things that I was actually facing, was recognizing that I've been hit with a lot of people like that who are uber religious and putting me down. And so finally at the end, I mentioned a couple of things. You know, she's like, well, I pray every day. And I said, I pray when I walk in the forests. And for anybody that's read the Bible, that's where Jesus prayed at. He went to the forest and prayed. And so I mentioned some very, very literal direct quotes from the Bible, and she totally overlooked all of them. Like, they just went way over her head, and I was like, okay, I understand what's happening right now. This is about you being right and everybody else being wrong. And I get that. I understand what's happening now. And so I got to the end of this conversation, and I said, myself aside, I said, remember, you're planting seeds, and it will find the ones it's meant to find. And I said, and no matter what, it's not up to you to water those seeds. They'll be watered when they're meant to be watered, by whom they're meant to be watered. So there's no reason to stress about it. And this is what I told her. And I've never changed my approach or anything like that, but I did feel my heart rate spike at the beginning because I'd lost my autonomy. And I realized that it didn't matter. My autonomy didn't matter in the conversation itself. I had to maintain my own autonomy. And she left. She had her son with her, and her son was not very old. I mean, he must have been like 10 years old. And so they went out to go and pray, and she goes, well, I'm going to pray for your soul and that you find your way home. And I said, thank you. I'm not going to argue. I just am going to say thank you, because right now I feel like that situation, it was almost as if she was looking for an argument so that she could prove that she was right. So I wasn't going to give it to her. And I didn't want to give it to her because that's taking me out of my peace. And my peace was the only thing that mattered in that moment. So I was finishing laundry and I had 2 loads to take out. And so I took the first load out to the car. And while I was out there, she happened to park right next to my car and she was still there. And here at the park that we're in, there's these 2 gigantic chairs outside. And she goes, hey, would you take a picture of me and my son at these chairs? And I was like, sure. So she hands me her phone and I go ahead and I take one portrait picture and I take one landscape picture. So she has 2, because the landscape picture I was able to walk closer so that you could see them better. And I went back inside. She's like, thanks. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, stay safe out there. Safe travels. And I said, yeah, you too. Thank you. And I left and I went back and I had another large load of blankets that I was carrying. And I'd stacked it in a way that I could open my car door without, you know, dropping them or putting them on the ground or anything. And when I walked out, she was still out there and she goes, oh, hey, let me open your car door for you. And I was like, it's okay. I have it. And she's like, well, let me carry your stuff for you so you can. I said, it's okay. Thank you. I have it. Are you sure? I'm positive. Thank you. I never changed who I was. But by the end of that, I realized I didn't want her touching my things. I didn't want her touching my car. But it's not for a bad reason. It's just because she was in a very chaotic type of energy. And I just didn't want that to transfer onto my stuff, because I was already grounding myself from the conversation that we had. But when I left, I realized one thing I left her with was love. No matter what, I didn't make it transactional. Even though she was trying to come from a controlling place, she was coming from a controlling place because that's where her church was coming from, which is fine. It's not my choice to go to that church, and I'd mentioned so. She told me not to judge her church based on the past experiences that I had. And I said, it's not. I just recognize that a community setting for my faith is not for me, which is not entirely true because I share my faith here with you. But at the end of the day, it's like people have this idea of who we should be based on what their beliefs are. And that's what I feel like is shifting for you. Okay, this is why I share the story with you. Because there's something here where it's like you get attacked for the knowledge that you have, or just for the perspective that you have. There's been a lot of attacks, like personal attacks, like you're wrong and I'm right. This type of energy. And now what's shifting is the emotional trigger that's been connected to that is shifting. And now it's no longer, I care, right? I don't care. I don't care if you believe what I believe. But I also know that I don't have to believe what you believe, even if you're going to go out of your way to make me. I get to choose myself. I keep my autonomy to myself. You don't get control of that. Even if you're trying to control that, it's my job to make sure I maintain control over that I maintain it within my own energy. And that's what's happening here, is that your wisdom, your belief, how you see the world, the philosophies that you share with people, whatever it is, it's like you're no longer coming from a place of where I have to defend myself to be right. Okay. Right? That's a mask that we wear. Like after I left, I saw her coming from the ego. Like I saw what it was. I saw the control. I saw the chaos. I saw the antics that were playing. I saw the, I have to matter. Otherwise I'm not going to go to heaven. I have to do something that I feel is right so that I get recognized for being enough. And I want to matter. And I saw all of that play out, and it made me realize just how sad it was that all of us come from that energy at some point, and many of us never heal from that. We'll continue to stay in that chaos. But your shift is to come out of that and inspire others with love, but with healing love. And that's what's happening here. And that's why I share it with you, because that's, no matter what, at the end of the day, I left her with love. I didn't leave her with judgment, which is maybe what she's used to, or silence, right? Like maybe people just completely shut off and give her the silent treatment, whatever it is. I could have been all kinds of repeating that energy back to her, but again, it's coming from a higher vibration of love. And that's what I feel like you're at, pile 3, is like you have gone through the journey of finding your truth and standing empowered in your truth, regardless if that matches what other people see as truth or not. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. There is no right or wrong. There is only what is right for you. But some people don't see it that way because they want somebody to be wrong. That's the ego, right? I want somebody to be wrong so that I can be right. That's the ego. I have no idea why I didn't shuffle your cards, but we're just going to go with it. So yeah, there's something here about networking with people, and the amount of people that you're going to be networking with now, even if people don't see the perspective that you have, there's something about your energy that makes them celebrate who you are and where you're coming from. Like they still want to wish you well. They still want to give you blessings. They still want to give you love. Even if they don't see the world the way you do. Yeah, it's because of the way you're shining. It's your vibration. You are the sun. You are so bright. And it's like, even if people are coming up to you because they're triggered and they're trying to trigger you back, that's being met with it's not even resistance. It's a rebellion against the trigger itself, not against these people, not against the individuals who are instigating it. It's a rebellion against the trigger that was once there, right? So like that, you're wrong and I'm right. If that was the trigger, right? And it can be anything, but if that was the trigger, now when that comes up, you look at the trigger and you say, is that really so though? Because that's not how I feel. And it's okay that I don't feel that way. And so it's not about the other person. You're not taking what the other person is saying so personally anymore. You are now seeing this, you're seeing everything from a very high perspective. And you're, like, I want to say it's like looking out and down, but it's not. It's looking out and seeing the landscape for what it is. Like sometimes the landscape is barren and sometimes it's lush and prosperous, right? But you're seeing whether it's poverty or prosperous. Like you see that now within a person. You see that now within an experience, and that brings you to this place of healing others. And the opportunity is networking with whomever you network with, right? The good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly, they all cannot help but be inspired by you, right? Even if they disagree with you, they still can't help but be inspired by you, because this authentic self that you're coming from is so true to your heart and soul that even they'll relinquish their beliefs for just a moment to hear your wisdom, is what I'm saying. It's like, I have to put down the fact that I need to be right just to listen to pile 3's wisdom for one moment. I need to understand. I need to see it. I need to hear it. I need to know it. And I feel like because you're coming from love, it's a reminder of who we are at our core. Yeah, look at this. We've got the Hermit with Epiphany. Yeah, you're reminding them of an older version of who they were. Not like in this life, but like the soul version of who they were. Okay, what's this card? Yeah, the Lovers, the choice. The choice was always yours to make, but now you're making it from the heart. Okay? And you're letting go of feeling like you have to diminish yourself because people want to attack you. And I'm using this in quotations because is it really them wanting to attack you? Or is it them coming from being triggered because of your authentic expression? Which the reality is, it's their trigger wanting to project out, wanting to create chaos so that they don't feel alone. But now you're no longer, it's like you've got a shield up that bounces that chaos right back to them. But in doing so, it's instantly healing them and making them recognize that there's no messing with you and there's also no changing you, right? Even if they try, even if they want to. So that's what I'm saying, like joy through spiritual growth, be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. Okay, Sun, life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. You're inspiring others. This is the completion of a cycle for you. This is bringing something to a close. So where once this negative energy was really weighing upon you or making you feel like this is the only thing that you're ever going to have to deal with in life is these negative people, whether they're holy rollers or whether they are just people who think that your ideas are crazy and they live an old version of societal beliefs or whatever, right? Whether they have boomer mentality, and no beef to boomers if you're a boomer on here, but you understand what I'm saying when I say boomer mentality, right? Like you see them saying, well, you should go get a job, and anybody that's like boomers yelling at millennials now, like, why can't you guys just get a job like we did? And now we're seeing other boomers who recognize the reality of the situation where they're apologizing, where they had the life, they had every opportunity, and they did not prepare for later generations. Right? So we see those things that are unfolding now where you recognize that even if they come to you with a specific mentality or very vicious bulldozer type of personality, okay, you stop them in their tracks and they can't help but bask in your light for the moment that they're there for. Even if they feel like they have some agenda, like you still leave them wondering, wishing, hoping when they leave. And that's why people are celebrating. It's like even the haters are celebrating you. Like, this is such a weird way to put it, but it's true. It's like even though they initially have an agenda to control you, when they leave your energy, they're left inspired with love. And that's why you're being celebrated and you're stepping into a period of celebration and being celebrated for who you are. Because before, you're the one that was carrying that trigger. Like, I feel like you're a very acute empath here, pile 3. And you were carrying that trigger feeling like, oh my gosh, like, you know, is it something that I did? Is it something I'm saying? Is it something I'm doing? And it's not really any of those things. It's just your light is so bright that it reminds the soul within of home, and that longing comes through. And when that longing comes through, it immediately brushes against the grain with the ego. And the ego doesn't like that. The ego is like, oh, that's uncomfortable. I don't like that. Like the bristles on the back, right? The ego goes, oh, no, 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 no. The soul remembered home. I don't like that. No, no, no. We can't have that, right? It's a defense mechanism. And you can see that for what it is now. You recognizing it even deeper. Like, even if this is something you've seen for years and years and years, like, you'll know when I say this, you see it even more clearly now, because every year, every day, every month, every whatever that passes, you see it better. You see it more clearly. You see it, a deeper understanding of it as it's unfolding. And so you're bringing an epiphany to people who didn't know that they needed that. Yeah, it's almost like magic. It's almost like magic. Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. But you're like, look at this. This is the hermit back here. Look at this. Identical. Right? It's almost like magic. You leave people with a sense of magic. Isn't this funny? You have 1 and 9 and 19. So 1919 can be a very powerful number for you. 1010 showing the path of purpose. You're on your path of purpose. You could have been born on January 9th, September 1st, January 19th, or September 19th. Or the number 1919 follows you everywhere, or even 1991, which shows that you're seeing a lot of mirrored numbers too. So you're a mirror unto the world as they mirror to you. And the difference is that you recognize the mirror and do not take it personally, when others outside of you may try to take it personally. But the profound energy that you leave them with is the sun. So even if they came in trying to break you down or trying to bring you down a peg, if you will, when you left them inspired. And that was not their intentional or their intention going in connecting with you at all. But you left them feeling like again, riding the unicorn, that you are the unicorn. You're someone that doesn't exist ever. I've never met anybody like you. And so that's why people are celebrating. And then on top of that too, it's not just the people who are triggered by you, but there's people who are coming to, you know, the 5 of coins or the 5 of Ariel. This does represent the Rider-Waite-Smith, you know, being left out in the cold energy. But because I read the Tarot Marseille, this is coming in as the networking card. The 5 of coins is it's not the 5 of coins. The 5 of coins is actually the big change, the shift. And so the shift is coming not only with the haters, but with the people who already love you. They're seeing just how deep your beliefs are, just how deep you see the world, or how much you're impacted by the world around you, what it changes within you as well, right? Like there's so much here that's unfolding for you, and it's all because of the choice to say, I'm no longer going to be bothered by what the people out there say, the bulldozers, the people with bulldozing personalities say. Fixed energy, stability, persistent, loyalty, and dependability. See, and that's the other thing, because you're so stable in who you are and your beliefs, you actually sway the people who don't have that same foundation. And that's not your intention. I don't feel like that's your intention at all. Like, I don't feel like you're going in trying to sway them like they might be trying to sway you. But they end up getting swayed themselves because they've never met someone who's so foundational in who they are. And okay with that. Like, being okay with that is such a unique thing in the world. Go ahead with your bad self, pile 3. Also, I just really want to quickly mention here that if you've stuck it out through all 3 piles, you're a part of my Purple Heart Club. You can leave a purple heart below. And if you stick around until after this reading, there's a little special something for you, okay? Just for the Purple Heart Club. Yeah, the portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and the wild card. You are the wild card. Regardless of the portal. I love that this is coming out on the Golden Door energy. The reading here. This also came out in another pile as well. But I just feel like this is showing you are the wild card. Right? Like, when you lay yourself on the card table to be played, you are the wild card, and people were not expecting it. When you hit them hard, but you hit them with love. So it might have hit them hard, but it left them daydreaming about you. It left them wondering about you. It left them wanting to spend more time with you. Yeah, abandonment. Here we go. Feelings of unworthiness and rejection. Like, I feel like this is something that you've been working deeply, deeply with, is feelings of abandonment, unworthiness, and rejection. And so now when people come to you with that bulldozer energy, you see those exact same patterns within them. Like, you recognize something within them that you once saw in yourself. But now, because of that, you also see that it's not personal. It's never been personal. And that's why you're going to be celebrated for that, because for whatever reason, that energy is actually like where people, it was hard for you to get noticed by people before. Now you're going to be noticed by everybody, but it's also that thing where, you know, you're not trying hard to be noticed by others. You just end up being noticed. Like, they can't help but notice you. And that's what it is. It's like, so again, you're not trying to prove anybody. You're not trying to impress upon anybody. You're not trying to make people see your truth. You're just simply being an embodiment of your truth. But by being the embodiment of your truth, it's like people can't help but have their eyes on you. Right? That's what's coming through. The traveler, move in a new direction. Yeah. And I feel like that, like, you're well-traveled, you're well-rounded, you're well-versed in whatever it is that you believe in. It does feel philosophical by nature, but it could be religion. The 9th house is spiritual, religion, higher learning, philosophy, but it does feel very philosophical. Like, you just have experienced so many things. You know, they talk about how I wish I could remember the exact quote. And this is true for everybody, not just people who are religious, but they talk about, don't fear the person who's well educated and has read many books, but fear the one who has one book and maybe hasn't read it at all. Right? And so there's and I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something along those lines. And I feel like that's what the Traveler is pointing out here. And again, I'm not trying to attack religious people. That's not, and I know it might seem like that here, but it's not. It's a reminder that ignorance is still ignorance, no matter what. Education is something that we choose for ourselves, especially as an adult. We choose to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. We choose to learn something new. We choose to expand our knowledge. We choose to expand our spiritual well, our heart well, our love well. Like all these things we choose, or we don't. But ignorance will never change, and it will continue to create disaster in the world because of failed learning. But you're someone who's traveling and showing people a new way just by being you. Whoa, okay, this card just slid right out of the deck. Have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. It just slid out of the deck, so we'll take it. Let's see if there's another one that wants to come out for you. Yeah, this one. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. On the bottom of the deck, we have your yeah, exactly. Your vibration is rising. This is a time for great spiritual growth for you. You're evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency and teaching the world around you that it's okay to come from that grounded, high vibrational type of love. There's something here where your soul calls to the hearts of other souls, even if their egos don't want it to. You remind them of home, and that's what has people lashing out at you sometimes. But no matter how a person lashes out at you, you're not losing yourself, and that's why you're being celebrated, right? You are worthy. Self-worth, belief, empowerment, letting go, confidence, and inner strength. Letting go of limiting beliefs that hold you back. When you believe in yourself, you open doors to possibilities and growth. What limiting beliefs are stopping me from achieving my goals? How can I begin to believe in my own worth? Write down one limiting belief you hold about yourself, then challenge it by writing a positive affirmation. Practice this daily to build your confidence and sense of self-worth. So 8989. Yeah, and so isn't this interesting? Because 9 is a number that follows you everywhere. 9 feels like a very important part of your journey right now. The top of my foot is itching like wild all of a sudden. The top of my right foot. The irritation with the forward motion of the journey. That's why. It's why couldn't it have just been like this sooner? Yeah, now it's gone. Irritation with the forward motion of the journey. And it's understandable, but I feel like that's also the thing that has brought you up into this place of recognizing, it's okay for me to let go of the worries of what other people see me as. I'm gonna let myself be weird and unique and different, and I don't have to believe what people believe. I have to believe in myself, and that's the most empowering thing I can do. Yeah, abundance. 8 and 9, very, very popular in your reading. We have prosperity, opportunity, financial stability, emotional well-being. That's the one that's standing out the most. Emotional well-being here. Transformation. If you're struggling financially or emotionally due to changes in your life or relationships, your angels want you to know that these difficulties are temporary and also an opportunity for growth. And that's what you're seeing. How can I embrace the changes in my life as opportunities to cultivate greater abundance? Today, focus on one positive step you can take to improve your financial or emotional well-being, trusting that abundance is on its way. Yeah, so there's something about you emotionally that's shifting. I mean, all these other things could absolutely come to you as well, but there's something about you emotionally that's shifting where you're no longer holding yourself back out of fear of being misunderstood. Right? Again, it's like I was saying with that situation, it's yeah, I lost my autonomy. And so I never had an opportunity to share where I was coming from either, but I also recognize that what's the purpose of sharing where I'm coming from when she's already made it abundantly clear that she does not see my point of view no matter what. So because I recognized that early on in the conversation, instead of arguing, I was coming from a place of purity and seeing the situation unfold in real time as it was. Wow, you're getting a lot of romance cards for whatever reason. And that's where you're coming from, is that it's like you're letting things unfold in real time and no longer getting stuck by it. Like if this is reminding you of something from the past, you're not looking at that past option or that past situation anymore. You're actually highly super focused on the present moment and what's happening in the present moment. And you're very witty and very quickly making decisions on the fly because of it. But all those decisions are aligning with love. And that's why people are coming to celebrate you. Because if people see you do this who aren't involved in the triggering situation, like they're cheering you on from the get-go, right? And you might see this, you might not. But regardless, at the end of the day, it's like you're inspiring others to take a different look at the way things are unfolding in life. Yeah, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So it's like no matter what, you're still able to have these conversations, these heart-to-hearts with people. Even when they're closed off, you're speaking to their soul, not to their ego, right? It's like I was telling her, she's planting seeds with the people she needs to plant seeds with. Do I actually believe that her religion is right or that she's right? I cannot say, because it's not for me to discern if that's right or wrong. I just know that it wasn't right for me. But what I recognized that was that I was no longer able to speak to her as a person, but I could still leave seeds of wisdom with her, with her soul. Her soul was going to house those seeds, and when they're ready to be watered, they will be. Will that be in this lifetime? Maybe not. It may be 3 or 4 lifetimes that she lives until those seeds get watered, but they'll stay with the soul. That's the thing. And I feel like that's the type of energy that you're doing. They'll stay with the soul. Like, hey, Johnny Appleseed. Why do I feel like I had a reading a long time ago that was all about Johnny Appleseed? You're a seed planter. You plant seeds in the souls of others. It was a long time ago when that came out, like maybe a year and a half ago. All right, let's get a couple of these out for you. I feel like one more wants to come through. No? Yeah, okay. I felt it. Interesting how they're all flipping over the way they did. Justice. Your career brings fairness and protection to those who need your help. And that's the other thing too. It's like the world is so vast, and every given moment we're going to be connecting with people who are from completely different backgrounds. And you're going to be inspiring people from vastly different backgrounds than yourself just to have a voice for themselves. And that's why it's so powerful what you're doing and who you're becoming. So the door is the celebration. You might not get to experience that celebration in real time, but the truth is that it doesn't matter. You have to celebrate yourself. By celebrating yourself, you're inviting in those who are going to be celebrating you along the way as well. So we had Isaiah flip over. It's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I'm watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. Okay. And Aurora, you're flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example. Exactly what I've been talking about this whole time. Right? There's going to be people who have a problem with it, but that's not, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if they have a problem with it or they don't. Because you're going to inspire their soul, and their soul is going to shift their ego or bring their ego to a place where it gets so triggered it has to shift, which we've all been through, right? Ray, yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. So making sure you're grounding yourself, continuing to ground yourself is very, very important. It's just interesting that that's coming through, because I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. It's like people are attacking you for the way that they see things, but then when they leave, it's almost like you guys leave on good terms, and you're like, what the heck? Like, that started out so rough. Like, why did we leave on good terms? Like, you might not even realize what shifted during the conversation, and it's just because you're coming from love. Gemini, curiosity, intellect, and networking. So networking did come up. I was actually incorrect when I said it was the 5 of Cups. Again, Incorrect. I'm having a total human moment right now. It's been a long day. When the 5 of coins came out, that's talking about large change, a massive shift in your energy, a massive shift in your physical reality. But I was talking about networking as well, which is actually the 5 of Cups card in the Tarot Marseille. So networking is something that's shifting for you as well. You're going to be connecting with a lot more people, and it may feel exhausting, but it's something that you're meant to do on your journey. Yeah, cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. That's just it. Something happened where you were completely shattered in the process. But I love this card talks about the seed of the heart, right? And we were talking about you planting seeds. And so even though you had to get cracked open by other people or by situations, really awful situations, what you're not seeing right now that's happening with this golden door is that you're actually the one that's going and cracking people open, but through love. And of course it feels unfair. Like, why couldn't someone do that to me? Because the truth is that you going through what you went through has given you the strength to be a love hammer, if you will, right? You're hammering people on the head or on their hearts with love, and you're being the change for yourself in your life like you've always wanted, which is what is changing others. And that's the thing. It's like you may not see that seed prosper and grow, but it's not for you to see prosper and grow because you're tending to your own garden right now. Finding love, spouse and lover. Okay, so there's something here about love that's coming in. That could be what's next for you as well, as finding love, finding that partner, finding that there's someone here who's going to help support you along the journey, that you're going to help support them, where you're very similar in energies. Transform and unveil your gifts. Yeah. So you're opening up to your gifts as well. And that's part of what this golden door is bringing to you, is the ability to shapeshift and the ability to connect with a deeper part of yourself. You could actually be psychically connected to animals, or you could be getting certain messages from animals coming in. But this is also having an incredibly sharp intuition or a very sharp instinct. And so you're going to be picking up on things before it ever unfolds and happens. And at times you're going to be able to get yourself out of incredibly difficult situations. You're not going to have to go through it, but at other times you might feel the difficult situation come on, but also feel the need to stay. And that's part of the, that's part of the unfolding of who you are right now. And that seems like, oh, I don't want to go through any more difficult situations. We understand that, but without challenges, we cease to grow. So remember, all of those are opportunities for you to water your own garden in a very incredible way. And the more you water your garden, the more you inspire others. 22, open your heart. No one is perfect. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal the situation. Yeah, so you're coming into a place where, again, right, no longer judging people for them trying to trigger you or trying to manipulate you or trying to hurt you. You're letting go of all that judgment and that resentment, and you're seeing them for the wounded child that they're coming from. The wound itself. You're recognizing the wound itself at a very deep level, and because of that, you're healing them, because there's a certain level of acceptance that comes with that, and that acceptance is what heals them. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday together. So there's a honeymoon phase that's coming into your life where there's just going to be a lot of happiness and joy that you're going to experience. And I do feel like that's also why you're being celebrated, getting to know one another. So again, love could be coming in for you here as you reveal your innermost selves to each other. Your bond deepens. Someone who's actually going to stay when you give yourself to them, not physically, but emotionally, mentally. They're not going to be running away like so many people do. And I feel like you may have experienced this a lot, pile 3, where it's you talk to somebody for a while and, oh, okay, this is somebody who could actually be around in my life. I get that, it's cool. But whatever reason they ghost you, or whatever reason they peace out, and you're like, what the heck? What did I do? And so there's part of you that's feeling oh, it's me. And I don't want to say it's not you, because it is you, but it's not because it's your fault. It's because you have high standards that they're unable to meet or to rise up to. And so don't settle. That's the thing here. Don't settle for less than what you deserve. Very soon. Yeah. So clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Free yourself. Yeah. It's time to take back control of your life. So right now it's all about you freeing yourself from the past. And that is what helps others to heal. Didn't we get the unicorn on the sun card again? You're the unicorn. You're freeing yourself. You're the unicorn. People are celebrating you because you're a unicorn. And I'm not talking about in the whole threesome situation or thruples or whatever that is. That's not what we're talking about. A real life unicorn. That's what you are. It's like you're a magical, mystical creature. You bring in magic to everybody's lives, and they just are left feeling a sense of wonder after you're gone. Playfulness, recapture romance, and allow your inner youthfulness to your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I'm getting there, guys. And new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Yeah, so there's a new person coming in very soon. And I feel like this all comes with you just stepping into this realization that it's okay for you to be yourself. Music is going to help you connect to music. Is healing for yourself and others. So maybe you'll be sharing messages through music. Leadership for sure. Take charge of the situation. You're going to be a leader in... I heard a leader in the revolution. That's what came through. Like, I had to stop myself because I was like, whoa, that's interesting. But that's what came through, was leader in the revolution. So there's a revolution here, a revolution of love. Animals. Didn't I say that? Like, telepathically connected with animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance, as the animals are part of your life's work. Yeah, so some of you, it's about working with animals, and that's going to help you really free yourself from feeling worried about what others are thinking about you, and step into that sense of celebration. You're going to be celebrated by the animals that love you because you care for them, because you're there for them. Like, it might not even be people that are celebrating you. It might be animals, and that's okay. Like, love is love, right? It doesn't matter who it's coming from. Love is love at the end of the day. If it's an animal, if it's a spider, if it's a bird, if it's a dog, if it's a cat, if it's a horse, if it's a cow, right? Maybe a sheep. Who knows, right? But it doesn't have to be a person. Love is love. And that love has the power to change us. Body work. Your life purpose involves body work, such as massage therapy, energy healing, physical therapy, or exercise training. So I also feel like this is the other thing, is that you actually have a visceral effect on people when you're around them. And that's why they change, and that's why they shift so much in your presence. Like, in a very short time, people may go through, what I hear, like, they just experience the 5 stages of grief in a matter of 30 seconds. I just heard that so loud right now. But you might notice that as well. Like, there's a visceral effect when you're around people. And some people are going to be really for it. Like, they're going to be excited. And some people aren't. But I will say this, is that most people, when they leave, they're going to leave in a peaceful way, and not in a aggressive way. Like, most people are going to leave in a peaceful way. Like, even people who've been aggressive with you in the past, it's going to start shifting, and they're going to leave you alone in a peaceful way, right? So, like, if there's a narcissist in your life, you know, a narcissist, they love to do the silent treatment. They love to slam doors. They love to make it your fault. They love to blame you. They love to tell you you're not enough, like all these things, right? So if you've gone through something like that, or if you've had a covert narcissist in your life where it's like they expect you to know what they're feeling, they expect you to take care of them, they expect you to step up and just know how to face whatever it is that they're going through in their lives without them communicating to you. They make you feel guilty for just basic needs and all these things. Okay, so whatever it is, just say you're dealing with a narcissist. Suddenly this narcissist is just going to go and leave you alone. Like, they're not going to say anything. They're just going to leave you alone. Like, they're going to go outside. They're going to go on their phone. They're going to go for a drive. Like, they're going to get out of your energy. Because right now your energy is so massive and it's growing so much at an exponential rate that they cannot knock you down, right? You're so bright, and they're still getting affected by that in a very unique way. And while we might not be able to heal a narcissist, we can absolutely leave the seeds behind, cracking their hearts open just by us being us. Okay, so I have to look at this card off of the screen to make sure that it is screen appropriate. Yeah, so this one is not screen appropriate here. We have the Goddess of the Shadows. What you perceive to be your dark side holds the hidden treasure. And there's something about alignment here too. So I'm going to use, whoa, hello. And I know you can't see it because I have to cover it, but there's a snake around her neck here. So what was once literally choking off your life force is now working in tandem with you. And that feels like the shadow self. Okay, the shadow self has come through and you're growing and you're glowing. And you're experiencing a whole new life based on that. And so you're finding your own internal hidden treasure through alignment because you walk through the flames, because you walk through the density of this life. So let's see what she has to say. Goddess of Shadows. Realize that any perception or belief that you have about yourself or others is actually deception more than it is a perception. What you perceive to be your dark side or shadow self holds a hidden treasure. As humans, we rarely see the full picture of any situation because we are forever stuck in the illusion of good and bad. You judge your positive and negative qualities and strive to be more of what you perceive to be positive while attempting to disown or neglect those aspects which you consider to be negative. By holding this belief, you fail to realize that all serves a purpose and that all benefits you in some way. Everything in our world is made up of positive and negative charge, which together make a whole. You've been guided to choose this card by your soul because you are ready to move to the next level of conscious awareness. Over the coming months, you will find yourself questioning many of your long-held beliefs. You'll realize that many of them are simply illusions that only serve to keep you feeling small, inadequate, or restricted. This card heralds the start of a wondrous and empowering period of your life, which brings to the surface many beautiful experiences and opportunities which in the past you never thought possible. Yeah, and so that's the thing. It's like this is integration of the shadow self, integration of the shadow side of yourself in a very incredible way. And because of that, like even this, like she has the fire around her legs and even the fire up here on the crown chakra and the glow around her head. And it's like you're setting others on fire. So it's like you're setting the world on fire, right? What is it? I want you to live like the world's on fire. I want you to love like hearts don't break. Never look down when you walk the wire. Right? So it's like, I want you to love like your heart doesn't break. And I want you to live like the world's on fire. And you are. And you're setting the world on fire in that energy as well. And because of that, you're forcing people to shed things that they otherwise wouldn't have. And so you're, in a way, you're a very powerful shaman, an energetic shaman, if you will. And you can definitely identify as being a shaman. But you're also somebody that is very highly driven by the feminine and the shadow part of yourself, which is why you're so healing, because you're showing people that it's okay for us to hold different beliefs. But at the same time, if you're going to take away my autonomy, know that I don't judge you for that and I don't hate you for that. I'm still going to show you love, but it will not be the same love that I would show someone who would allow me to maintain my autonomy, but it's still going to be equally as powerful. Right? And that's what's coming through here with that. And it's an incredible energy here. And so I do feel like people viscerally feel when you're present and when you leave, like they're forever changed by you because you've done so much integration with the shadow. Woo! What a powerful reading, pile 3. So celebrate yourself because you're moving up into a much higher vibration very quickly. And it's going to be powerful for those around you as well. And I do feel like people are going to celebrate that because I feel like people have been looking for someone like you to hold space for love as an example. Like you're going to show people how to do it themselves when no one else has ever shown them how. And that's where it's so powerful, right? if you don't have an example, sometimes it's hard to know how to do it for yourself. And you're going to be the example for so many people, even the people who didn't know they needed that. So amazing, amazing energy. If you felt like this was your reading today, leave the fire emoji down below and say, I set the world on fire by allowing myself to be truly who I am without fear. And I no longer hold myself back, and I let love lead my heart the whole way. And if this reading spoke to your soul, it would mean so much if you were to like and subscribe. And if you would like, you're welcome to share your story in the comments below. I do read them all. And if you'd like to explore the tools that were used in today's reading, you'll find all the links. I don't know why all of a sudden. Let me get it out. Suddenly I cannot talk for whatever reason. But if you'd like to explore the tools used in today's reading, you'll find the links in the description box below. And for that, I'm going to leave it there because I need to get on to the Purple Heart Club gift as well, and I need to get out of here. So I want to take a moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel swords, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this very powerful message today, pile number 3. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, Purple Heart Club. Thank you so much for watching this entire reading with me today. I just am truly honored to have you guys here. And if you are part of the Purple Heart, make sure you leave that purple heart below. I do see you. I appreciate you. I value you so much. But let's just get a quick reading for you. I'm going to try and make it through today and see how we're going to get there. I'm going to get a couple of different decks here. Yeah, they want that one too. I feel like those two go together for some reason. All right. Let's see what we got. Got some repeats coming through, huh? Doesn't surprise me though. We do have loss on the bottom over here. Reversal of fortune. I do feel like you guys have definitely been through something very, very difficult, especially if we stuck it out for all 3 piles. You know, definitely felt like a journey for the reading. You know, they have been here lately. They've been feeling like a huge journey that we're going down. So I'm going to leave this one over for a moment here, but we've got the second house here. We've got star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation, courage, taking on challenges, mirror, guardian. Take time to reflect. So there's something here where your self-worth has been activated, and in doing so, you are now receiving higher activated transmissions from the star soul tribe of yours, or from the universe, from angels, like the energetic realm energy is coming here, where it's like they're helping to maintain your high vibration will also give you some channeled messages that are going to help you move forward. But there's also something here that you need to reflect on. Look, like with the star energy here coming in, like this looks like very ethereal, right? And here she's looking into the mirror of the universe. It's again very ethereal, but we have the light and the shadow. And so the light aspect is that you're receiving much, much higher vibrational messages right now. And also at the shadow side of things, it's still reflecting on what it is that you've recently let go of, what it is that you've recently overcome. You know, I feel like no matter even me being up here in this position, like I still go through the ebbs and flows, like the collective. It's just, it's collective energy because it's collective energy. Like no one's really free from it, right? Like we all ebb and flow with the collective together, and we all go through these ups and downs. But I feel like for the collective right now, and for you especially as a Purple Heart Club member, it's been really hard for you to recognize not just your worth, but that you have a right to put yourself first above everything else. And that's when you receive these higher messages, like when you are able to really put yourself first, whether that's from a person, a place, a position, a situationship, whatever it is. When you finally say, you know what, I'm not gonna compromise my well-being because of this chaotic situation, that's when you put your armor on and you receive these higher activated messages from source, from the angels, from your starseed family, whoever's supporting you. You know, Andromedan, Syrian, Pleiadian, I don't know them all. So those are the ones I know right now that are coming to mind, but whatever it may be. But also recognizing that it's not about going to battle with this chaos energy every day. It's about putting on your armor as a shield to protect you from the chaos. So, you know, I don't know how long you've been with me or anything, but I will mention this, like, even before these readings, like, every day I wake up and I do meditation, and I always put on what I call my universal suit, or my universal protective suit. And so to me, it looks very much like this, like the stars. It looks very much like the stars and the darkness of space and everything in the Milky Way. And that's how I imagine it to be. You can imagine yours to be whatever works for you. But I imagine this suit that looks like the Milky Way, and I put it on. I put it on my feet, I pull it up my legs, I put it on my arms, and I pull it over and I zip it up all the way up to my nose, and I cover my head, and I have goggles that I put on. And I do this every day in my mind, and it's just as a way of protecting myself, right? Putting on the armor from the outside world, from outside influences. It's just a thin film of spiritual energy that we can put onto ourselves so that we can also decipher what's ours from theirs, what's ours from out there. And so I feel like that's something that will very much benefit you. You don't have to do it exactly the way that I did. You can imagine a bubble of light around you. You can imagine your angels protecting you with their wings. You can imagine your guides putting their hands on you and creating a vibrational shield around you. Whatever it is, okay? But I want to share how I do my own, and then, you know, find a way to make it work for you, whatever that is, or however that looks. And that's perfect, okay? Let's see what your last card is here. Oh, the seven sisters, star sisters. This is Pleiadian energy coming in here. Birthing creations, the tapestry of life and expression. Yeah. So remember that you have this backup system here, very ethereal family that's coming in right now because of this reflection from the shadow side of yourself. Whatever it is that you've recently overcome, it has opened up not just a golden door. There's a crown portal here that I'm seeing, like a portal literally over your crown or within the star chakra. If you know what the star chakra is, it's right above the crown chakra, but it's like the star chakra and the crown chakra are opening up as a portal to receive these messages to come down, to receive this light to come down. And it's literally cleansing your energy and helping you to maintain a sense of self-worth and self-value, and also to take on whatever it is that comes on throughout your day. Like, you're not holding back any longer. You're not afraid to be who you are any longer. You're not afraid to be seen. And it's like, look, this is just who I am. You either accept me or you don't. And if you don't, cool, you know, no beef, no skin off my back, whatever, go do you, boo. I do want to get one. I wasn't going to do this, but I do want to get one tarot card for you. Yeah, okay. Exactly what I was feeling. Like, the Ten of Swords in the reverse, whatever this situation is, the shadow situation, it has been weighing heavily on your mind. And I feel like this has kept you from receiving not your guidance, not all of your guidance. Like, you still receive your guidance. You're incredibly tapped in. Okay, I want you to know that. But the thing is that this has been keeping you from receiving higher vibrational guidance that's even higher vibrational than the guidance you're receiving. I hope that makes sense. It's like this is 7th dimension, 8th dimension, 9th dimension, up to 12th dimension energies that are trying to come in. Not just 4th and 5th dimensional energies. Okay, these are even higher than that. And that's what's been trying to come in, but because you've been so exhausted, like, you've not been able to receive the frequency. Even if you're getting the messages, the frequency of the message isn't quite, it's not quite the way it needs to be, or it's not quite what it's meant to be. And now you're seeing the reflection of the frequency, or you're feeling the vibration of the frequency, and it's coming in exactly as it's meant to now. And it's showing you a new way of being, a new way of life. Yeah, the Magician on the bottom of the deck. See, and that's incredibly telling, to go from the Ten of Swords in the reverse to the Magician energy. It's just showing like you're taking an incredibly challenging situation, something that's exhausting, emotionally draining, and turning it into magic. Turning your life into magic. Even if you're uncertain, right? You don't know which way to go, but you know you have the tools to overcome this. And part of your tools come from the wisdom you receive through meditation, through stillness, through sitting in nature, through connecting with your spiritual team. And this is going to help you vastly moving forward. But just know that you do have there's like a star seed soul tribe right now that's trying to connect with you. This feels even higher vibrational than angel energy here. This feels like, it feels like home. That's what it feels like. It feels like home, but it feels like this is what you've always wanted or been waiting for. This moment in time was to connect with this even higher vibrational energy than, you know, I'm not saying that angels aren't high vibration. I'm just saying like there's like levels, right? There's like 4th dimension, there's 5th dimension, there's 6th dimension. Then you start to move up into connecting with dragons and star seeds or star origins, right? Like star origins, or like even otherworldly dimensions and stuff. And that's what you're connecting with here, like the multiverse in a way, if you will. I guess that's a better way of looking at it, like the multiverse. But it's like different layers of the multiverse that you're tapping into now. You're literally reaching through the layers, and the information is coming to you like a string, or like an arrow. But it's coming in through the star chakra, and it's coming straight into the crown chakra. And I see it's like, again, with the star bathing, it's like bathing your body in this love and this light and this guidance. And so things that are moving forward, there's going to be a lot. I want to set that up for you. There's going to be a lot of things that are super uncomfortable and super irritating that you're going to face moving forward. And that's not to dishearten you. It's just a reminder that no matter how high vibrational we become, that's not a free pass from the difficulties of the world. But what's changing or what's shifting is now, no matter how irritating or how uncomfortable those things are, you're showing up from a place of peace. And each one of those discomforts becomes a tool in your tool belt for moving forward. Yeah. Okay. That's what I have for you. Purple heart clubs. Again, if you felt like this was for you or the whole reading's for you, just leave a purple heart down below. I see you. I love you so, so much. And thank you so much. But I really need to get out of here. I need a nap. So go take your naps. Go get your naps in, okay? Count your Z's. I love you all so very much. And until next time, stay human. Bye.